Oh, what's up? We got Lady Dagger Status in the house already. What's up, Lady Dagger Status? Good evening, family. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. And welcome back to another live edition of Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. We're going to be getting started here in just a few minutes. Yeah, it's going to be one of those nights tonight. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here, family. What's up, Bella? Oh, she jumped in there early. That's from 3 this afternoon. Okay, Bella. Well, I guess we'll see you when you jump in here. Oh, she's back. She's back. What's up, Bella? Thank you for being here. Let's see. Lady Dagger Status said, was looking up, seeing the sky just as you show in this pic. Day and the day before the storm. Yeah. That's right, y'all. That's right, y'all. You know what? I got my music playing on my phone here. Hang on a second. Let me turn this off. Okay. All right. Thank y'all for being here. Let me put some proper music on while we're waiting for a few people to come back. All right, or to jump in. I said come back. Maybe some people gonna be coming back that was here earlier. I don't know. What's up, Capri 10? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for being here tonight. Let me put a little royalty-free reggae on here while we're waiting to get started, and then we're gonna jump right in here and get this party started, y'all. Because I know y'all are chomping at the bits to hear what's gonna be going on here tonight. All right. Let me go. Let's see, YouTube. Let's get a little reggae. We're gonna get this thing started, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. And my eyes are a little red, y'all. Don't pay me no attention. I just woke up from a nap. It took me about an hour and a half nap, y'all. So I needed it. Let's get this party started, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. You're watching Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. Thank y'all for being here. This song is about this one's about 2.5 minutes long, y'all. So once this song is done, we're just gonna jump right in. Talking about that winter storm, y'all. That winter storm. What a storm it was. What a storm it was, y'all. Or was it a storm even? What was it? I'll be showing y'all some videos tonight. I think y'all gonna trip on what y'all see. And I'm gonna switch it up tonight, y'all. I gotta listen. Wait till y'all see what I got lined up for y'all tonight, man. The gloves are off. The gloves are off. And I'm not talking like I'm not going in or nothing like that. I ain't going in, ain't going on nobody, ain't on nobody, none of that. But the gloves are off in the atmosphere, y'all. The gloves are off in the atmosphere because we got 5 planets. 5 planets in Aquarius, y'all. 5 planets lined up in Aquarius. You know Aquarius is gloves off energy. Y'all ever rub an Aquarius the wrong way? They might be, I don't know. I mean, you don't want to rub a Capricorn the wrong way, but I don't think you want to rub an Aquarius the wrong way. We got 5 planets in Aquarius, y'all. That's the energy of the gloves being off, right? Hey, what's up, Tori girl? Thank you for being here. Lady Dagger Status said, I'm cooking, so I'm here. Yeah, cooking. That's a good thing. What you cooking tonight, Lady Dagger Status? Throw that up in the chat. Let me get excited. Tell us what you cooking tonight. I cooked a little bit this weekend. I made a pizza, y'all. For those of y'all that follow me on Instagram, y'all saw the pics I posted. I made a pizza from scratch. First time ever. Did the crust from scratch. It wasn't completely from scratch because the sauce was out of a jar. But I do my own sauce. Like back in the day, I was known for making lasagna fresh, sauce, everything. I kind of got away from it because a little time consuming, but I'm about to get all the way back in my game, y'all. Yeah. It was just a cheese pizza with some. I did some Italian herb spiced, not spiced, Italian herb seasoned breakfast turkey sausage, and it actually turned out rather nice. It was really nice, really nice. Wasn't perfect, but I gave myself a B- for first time out, y'all. All right, let me take the music down. We talking about food up in here. And Lady Dagger Status still ain't told nobody what she made, what she in there cooking. She still ain't told nobody. Come on, Lady Dagger Status. Is it a secret? Y'all, I'd be telling my age if I talk about that old ad. It was some food ad from back in the day, and it would say, ancient Chinese secret, huh? She said, I tried a vegan lasagna. It is so good. Use mushrooms. Oh, I love mushrooms. I love mushrooms. What kind of mushrooms did you use? I love them. I'm a baby portobello type of guy. I also I like some maitake mushrooms every now and then too. Shiitake, yeah, sometimes, but I like maitake mushrooms and definitely love some baby portobello and lion. It's funny, y'all. Lion's mane used to be inexpensive, and now lion's mane is one of the most expensive mushrooms out there now. Thinking about getting me one of those kits from Amazon and growing my own lion's mane here at the house. Anyway, y'all, we got 15 people in the chat, so we're gonna get this party started, y'all. We're gonna get this party started. The January 2026 winter storm is evidence that the dark side is short-circuiting. And here's why. She said, baby portobello, good. What's up? Yeah, okay, yeah, we good. So I originally had labeled this Esau, evidence that Esau is short-circuiting, but I didn't want to necessarily attract a certain audience thinking I was going to be talking about one thing that I'm not. But Esau is in the mix. So if y'all want to swap that dark side word out with Esau, I'm going to be talking about Jacob and Esau tonight too. So what's up, Nichelle 318? Y'all, I might be putting my might be putting my readers on. Tor Girl said I tried the lion's mane kit. How did that work out for you, Tor Girl? Let me know. How did that work out? Because if it worked out good for you, I'm going there. I'm going there because I've seen a lot of ads where they're talking about not ads. What am I talking about? Ads, y'all. I say ads all over the place. I've seen a lot of videos where people were making steaks, vegan steaks out of lion's mane, and they look pretty tasty. So I want to throw that. I want to try that. So Lady Dagger Status said, I'm making what I call lasagna pot for the fam. Homemade meat sauce, homemade vegan ricotta, and I add it all in a Dutch pot with penny and Northeast in the house. New Jersey in the house. That's what I'm talking about, Lady Dagger Status. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all listen, y'all. Let me read this copy real quick so we can get this party started. The January 2026 winter storm is evidence that the dark side is short-circuiting. Winter storm. Here's why. All right. Lion's mane. Yes, Nichelle, that's a type of mushroom. It's a type of mushroom. It literally looks like white hair almost. But anyway, let's read this copy, y'all. Get this party started. In this special live stream presentation, we will take a look at some oddities of the first major winter storm of 2026, including expert analysis, as well as some oddities captured by lay people across social media. Then we're going to tie it all together with some passages of ancient prophetic text, scripture, really, y'all. I do my best to try to dodge some of these algorithms. I know certain keywords trigger certain algorithms, especially when you're talking about certain things. And y'all know certain channels, certain YouTubers get deprioritized and such. So I try to be careful with some of my wording. But anyway, ancient prophetic text, y'all know what that is. Y'all already know. And as always, we will begin this presentation with an appetizer and end with a jaw-dropping meal compliment. Okay? All right, y'all. So let's get this party started. Now, I told y'all that this is the energy in the atmosphere right now is the energy of the gloves being off. Let me tell you why. We have 5 planets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets in the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is the rebel. Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus, which is the energy of sudden, unexpected activities. Okay. So when you got the sun in Aquarius, shout out to anybody that's born in Aquarius season, whether you are January or February Aquarius, shout out to you. I got 2 very important February Aquariuses in my family. So shout out to them too. It's Aquarius season, y'all. This is the season to, you know what, just be you. This is the season to be you. This is the season to break away from convention when necessary, okay? Aquarius parts with convention. Where Capricorn establishes convention, establishes rule, Aquarius comes back behind and says, nah, some of those rules were good, but others weren't. I'm breaking them other ones. I don't care who likes it, who doesn't, okay? So that's the sun in Aquarius right now. Then we got Mercury, the energy of communication, knowledge, and learning. Communication, knowledge, and learning, also in the sign of Aquarius. So I'm going to hit y'all with some Aquarian communication here in just a moment. Then we got Venus in Aquarius. Venus is the energy of partnership, relationship, marriage, all of that. Venus in Aquarius. So this is the season for breaking the rules a little bit with your relationships. You don't have, this is the way to, you know what, let's do something different. Aquarius is the energy of innovation. Okay. Its opposite, Leo, is the energy of creation. Aquarius is the energy of innovation. Creation is one thing. Let's do something new. Innovation is a different type of let's do something new, because what was new is now old and we need to update it. All right. That's Venus. Venus is partnership, whatever. Then we got Mars. We got Mars in Aquarius. Okay. We got Mars in Aquarius. Mars is action, it's conflict, it's bedroom activity. If you want to do that, that's in Aquarius too. However you want to look at it, these are the energies present. All right. I'm taking the gloves off. I'm gonna talk the way I'm gonna talk tonight, y'all, because it's Aquarius season, and you got 5 planets in Aquarius. Well, Matt, you've only named 4. You named the sun, you named the moon. I'm sorry, you named the sun, you named Mercury, you named Venus, and you named Mars. But here's the big one: Pluto. Pluto is in Aquarius, where it's going to sit for the next 20 years. And Pluto is the energy of raw power. It's the energy of death and rebirth. Okay. So when you got all of these energies, all of these 5 planets lined up in Aquarius, y'all, that's some powerful energy. And I think that is part of the reason. Y'all, listen, I tell y'all about this all the time. To live freely and to live in your highest vibration, you have to achieve alignment. So anytime you get the opportunity to align that is within you with that is without of you, and I'm talking about high vibrationally, so I ain't talking about doing nothing low vibrational, it's going to help catapult you into whatever it is that's next for you. You have to be in that alignment, y'all. So this is alignment energy right now. There's some very powerful things that are coming into alignment. All right. And if that ain't enough, I'm going to be talking about this later. The North Node is going to be switching to Aquarius in July. So we got this is some powerful energy, y'all. All right. So what am I going to do this unconventional before I get started tonight? I am going to, I don't need that. What you doing, Matt? Let me open up my notes here. Let me open up my guide stick here. Okay. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do this unconventional tonight, y'all? Of course, I'm going to hit y'all with another episode of why Matt no longer goes to church. All right. This is a little comedy edition. Last one, y'all. I know a lot of y'all hit me up. Y'all was like, Matt, that was a little gross. But it was what it was. Y'all needed to see why Matt doesn't go to church anymore. Well, now I got a comedic one for you, okay? One of them semi, the other one is funny. I'm going to show those to y'all in just a minute. But tonight, I want to do something for the star seeds. So if you identify with the term star seed, I got my star seed oracle deck. Now, some of y'all know I got a different channel where I do spiritual guidance over there. I'm bringing a little bit of that over here for this video, because this video is, we're going to be talking about some star things, Stargate. Just a little bit. We ain't going heavy, but I want to give a message for the star seeds. All right. So I got my star seed oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell, and I'm gonna see if there's a message from the spirit for the star seeds tonight. No, it's 2. Let me keep going. You know what? Let me look at them. Oh, I see why. 2 cards fell out. Oh, I only wanted 1. 2 cards fell out, and spirit wanted me to read these cards for y'all tonight. So let me get my book here. Put my glasses on. We're gonna do this before I get started. It's Aquarius season. If this disturbs anybody, you can leave. All right. No hard feelings. You can leave. Now, 2 cards came out. Number 1, water your garden. It says nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. Water your garden. That's a message for somebody. I'm gonna read what the book has to say about that. And then the other one that came out, interestingly enough, I mentioned the word portal, and this is what fell out of my hand. It fell out of the deck. Portal, if you're English, okay, or UK-ish. Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards. Wild card. No coincidences in the universe, y'all. Let me read these cards before we get started. Aquarius season, and Matt's in alignment. Aquarius season is the time to not care what anybody thinks about you. Okay, and with Virgo in the South Node, Virgo is the one energy in the 12 signs that tends to care what people might think or say about it, but it's in the South Node. So put that behind you. Water your garden. Let's read this real quick, y'all. I really don't want to put these glasses on, because if I put them on, I'm gonna need them the whole time, and I don't want to do that. So let me raw dog it here, y'all. Let me raw dog it. Water your garden. Okay. Water your garden. Let me see. Where's the light the best? Okay. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. Earth is a seasonal planet, and as such, you're a seasonal being, cyclic. You can't be on and in full bloom month after month, day after day, month after month, day after day. Okay. or day after day after day. It says, you are strongly being called to put on the brakes. All right, y'all. Put on. That's the word I got out of that. Let me stop struggling. All right. All right, here we go. You can't be on and in full bloom month after month, day after day after day. You are strongly being called to put on the brakes, to rest, and to refuel, to take a moment to restock and replenish and slow right on down. Your body is the only body you're given, and it needs to be respected as such. I told y'all I just woke up from a nap. That's funny this card came out. You are being called to take responsibility for your well-being, to put your health and body first. Aquarius. Did I not just say Mercury's in Aquarius? Do you know that Mercury is one of the planets that rules over health? Mercury. How about that? Let's put this back on. That's funny, y'all. I'm telling y'all, everything is in alignment. Don't laugh at me struggling with these glasses, y'all. I hate them. They're not glasses. They're readers. But I don't hate them. I love them. Let me change that. That's funny, y'all. Mercury is in Aquarius, and Aquarius rules over health. Let me read that again. You are being called to take responsibility for your well-being, to put your health and your body first. I know it can feel like time is running out and as if there are urgent things that simply cannot wait. However, if you keep pushing on, soon fatigue will set in. This way of living is not sustainable. If anyone continues to race through life, eventually they will reach exhaustion, and it will take longer to recover than it would have done to rest. How about that? Immune system disorders and mystery illnesses are becoming more common because we are putting too much pressure on our bodies to keep up with the instantaneous pace of modern life. How are you being called to put on the brakes, to rest, restore, and rejuvenate? When was the last day you took a holiday or had a full weekend, day, or afternoon off? I know this message is for somebody listening. Look after your precious body and mind. Give yourself enough time to recover when you find yourself running on your reserve fuel. There is enough time. There is. Let me read that again slowly. There is enough time. Life will bend toward you when you do. And the Starseed Soul Inquiry for this card is, what is your body yearning for? Okay? That message is for somebody. Take that rest, y'all. Take that rest. And last but not least, the portal. No, portal. It's not the portal. It's portal. LMNOP. Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards. Wild card. Look at that portal. Yeah. Look at that portal, y'all. I'm going to be talking about that tonight. Look at it. Look at that portal. I'm going to be talking about that tonight. Your thoughts. Doors are opening for you. Your thoughts are extra powerful for you right now. Planets are aligning. Did I not just say there are 5 planets in alignment? This is crazy, y'all. The timing is right. I'm going to say right now. The book says the timing is right. Matt's going to say right now. The universe is saying yes. You have the Midas touch. Your hard work is being rewarded. Do y'all see how those 2 cards go together? One card said rest. This one says the hard work is being rewarded. Do y'all see? You can't make this stuff up. Your hard work is being rewarded. This is a time when you can reap the rewards for efforts made in the past. It is also a time when you can achieve a lot. Great leaps can be made. Extreme transformation can occur. Great distances can be traveled in a short space of time. Mercury rules over short trips or short distance trips. You are swimming with the cosmic current of life. What experience would you like to have? What do you want to create? What new adventure would you like to manifest? Don't lose focus. Use this moment in time wisely. Be conscious and clear with your emotions and thinking. Projects that you've been working on are coming to fruition. Things are in full bloom. It is time to take your harvest and taste your well-earned fruits. Y'all, why did these 2 cards come out together and they coincide? That's the spirit. I try to tell you. Anyway, let me stop. Remember the ephod and the Urim and the Thummim. David, okay? David and the ephod, okay? Let's keep going. Things are in full bloom. I'm reading this again. It is time to take your harvest and taste your well-earned fruits. When this card comes up in a spread, it's a sure sign that effortless change is possible. If you've been looking for a sign, this is your portal into that new reality. Let me read that again. When this card comes up in a spread, it's a sure sign that effortless change is possible. What's the number of change in numerology? 5. How many planets are in alignment in the sign of Aquarius right now? 5. It's your sure sign that effortless change is possible. That's for somebody. If you've been looking for a sign, this is your portal into that new reality. What have I been talking about, y'all, in these videos? Aligning with that version of you that already has what you desire. Let me read that one more time. If you've been looking for a sign, this card coming out is your portal into that new reality. Now is the time to make big changes. Okay? Aquarius energy is about changing and innovating, doing something that works when you see that something that once was is no longer working. Aquarius says it's time to do something new. If you've been looking for a sign last time, y'all, this is your portal into that new reality. Now is the time to make big changes. If you've been guided to switch things up, you are extremely well supported right now. Use this energy and jump right on in. Use this energy and jump right on in. And the Starseed Soul inquiry with this card is, what would you most like to experience? Alignment, y'all. Alignment. 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 Y'all see how I did that? Y'all see how I did that? Innovation. Innovation. It's all about being in alignment. Matthew's in alignment. Why? Because Matthew wants to be in alignment. Why? Because Matthew sometimes understands that what is old is no longer useful, and it's time to do something new. Okay? Now, let's move on. Let's move on. The next edition of Why Matt No Longer Goes to Church. Let me pop up an Instagram video for you guys. All right? Let me pop it. I'm gonna come to the comments. I'm gonna come to him. You know what? Let me go to him right now. We're trying to do something new, right? Let's go to him right now. Let's go to him right now. Let's see. Try Norte Spore. That's the kit I use. Norte Spore. Let me write that down. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Norte Spore. And I put parentheses for lion's mane. Thank you, Tora girl. I appreciate that. Okay. Lady Darkside said North Spore. Oh, yeah. North Spore, Norte Spore. Let me put North in parentheses. Yes, I may try the outdoor kit in summer. I'm loving this energy. It's exciting. Thank you, Lady Darkside. Let's see. Yes, Tor girl. Oh, it has me challenging myself, tending to myself, and back to setting expectations, achieving goals. I'm up for it. What's up? What's up, BE? Sen OJ, what's up? Neptune and Saturn will be leaving Pisces and entering Aries. Yes, that I've been talking about that since July of last year. That's when it's really going to be on and popping. So thank you for adding that. That is very true. She said, I just went to eating everything organic. Yeah, you have to watch out for yourself nowadays. We'll be talking about that in a minute too. This is for me, Bella said. I've been making time to work out. I don't care who don't like it. Me first. Bella, I'm on that tip right now too. I found my rhythm with working out. I found my rhythm. Took me a long time to get there, but I'm there. And sitting under trees. I love sitting under trees, especially the big ones. Michelle said, it's been coming up in my tarot reading. Everything is aligning. See? Can't make it up, y'all. I felt in my spirit and something in me said it's time for action. Wow. Doing something new. Yes, I already started and I'm doing new things. Yep. Y'all are in alignment. No darn well we don't come to church. All right, y'all. Let me show you. Here we go. Let me get it up on the screen. All right, y'all. In tonight's episode of Why Matt No Longer Goes to Church, y'all enjoy this, okay? Here we go. All right. Different. Now, you know what? I want to end on something funny, so let's do this. Let's do this right here. I want to end on something funny. So let's bring up who have we highlighted? We spotlighted I forget the pastor's name, but we're gonna hit them people that protect a pastor like the Beehive protects Beyonce. When you say something about Elevation Church, people getting their feels. This for the Elevation Church crew right here. Wait a minute. Hold on, wait.
Like I just snorted cocaine or something.
Let me restart. Let me flip that again. All right.
I feel like I just snorted cocaine or something. I'm so excited. And I never did that before. For the record. But I'm clapping my hands.
Y'all want to watch that again?
I'm praising.
He said,
I feel like I just snorted cocaine or something. I'm so excited. And I never did that before. For the record. But I'm clapping my hands.
He said, he felt like he just finished snorting cocaine or something. Like, how do you even know what that feels like unless you did it? For the record. And that's for y'all Elevation crew. Somebody want to come in the comments and explain it away. Feel free. That'll be some more comedy for us. All right. We got that one out of the way. And let's go to the next one. Oh, come on, y'all. Don't play with me.
I'm clapping.
Hold up.
I'm praising. I feel like I just snorted cocaine or something. I'm
He
so
said,
excited.
you feel like he just snorted cocaine or something. All right. Let me go back to my church vids. All right. Here's the next one. Let me zoom in on this one. All right. This is for them pimps in the pulpit. This next one is called Pimps in the Pulpit, y'all. Let me share it. Why Matt no longer goes to church. Here we go. Here we go.
Very quickly.
Hold up.
Very quickly. There is 17 people.
Hold up, y'all. Let me flip this. Something's going on weird with my page. Hang on. Let's refresh the page. Okay, we got it. Hang on. We're experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. No, y'all remember that one. All right. Hang on. I'm going to give y'all some volume in just a second. Let's just reset it. Let's reset it. All right. Come on, Matthew. This thing don't start out. It starts out muted. So
under the sound of my voice, that's releasing, like this man of God that flew all the way from Houston, releasing. There is 17 people under the sound of my voice that's releasing, like this man of God that flew all the way from Houston, releasing a $10,000 seed. I want those 17 people to obey God. The Lord says, I ain't asking you to, I'm telling you to. I'm not asking you to, I'm telling you to. I'm not asking, I'm telling you. I want everybody to get your offering so fast that you can't even explain what has taken over your life. When I count to 3, everybody move now. 1, 2, 3, go. Do you go to this ministry? What's your name? Sister Pamela. I want you to go sit down and come back with a different seed. Move now. The Lord just located your home. I'm walking through your house. Move quickly. I got something to tell you. Hurry.
Anybody got
very quickly?
Anybody got Google Translate?
There is 17 people.
Let me get that off of here. Anybody got Google Translate that can tell me what he said there? I can't even repeat it. I don't even know what he said. He told her to go sit down and come back with a different seed. She ain't have enough money. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Y'all wonder why Matt don't be up in the church house no more? All right. Last video, y'all. I told y'all I wanted y'all to end on something funny. So let me bring up something funny here. We're gonna end this one. We're gonna end this episode of Why Matt No Longer Goes to Church on a lighter note. Okay. All right, here we come. Here we go. All right. Yeah. He told her to go sit down and come back with a different seed. I'm walking through your house. You hear how them snakes hit the hiss for a long time. I'm walking through your house right now. Okay. All right. He said, when I count to 3, that's what hypnotists do. Hypnotists do that. They say, when I count to 3, he hypnotized all them people in the front row, y'all. They weren't even, anyway. But you can't get hypnotized unless you want to be hypnotized. Some people want to be hypnotized. Remember that. Remember that. Okay? Here we go. Last one, y'all. This is the end, to end on a lighter note. Last one. Here we go.
When you're warmed up, start with the first one. Ready? Carry the TV. Carry the TV. That's our first one. Very subtle. Go to big screen. Big screen, a little wider. Next one's my fish was this big. My fish was this big. you're a liar and go out there, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Jesus loves you. Grace. Next one's hold my baby. Hold my baby. Got dueling light bulbs. That's our next one, dueling light bulbs. Got goalpost. Everybody knows goalpost. Throwing a heartburn. A lot of people like to do heartburn. Double heartburn, right back to goalpost. What's my favorite? Mufasa. Mufasa, that's my favorite.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Shout out to the follower on my IG that sent me that. You know who you are. So what do you say? The double light bulb and the double heartburn. Yo, that was hilarious. That was hilarious, y'all. All right, let me keep this party moving. Let me keep it moving. All right. She said, dang, what did a home appraisal like? You got more money. What he did, a home appraisal? Y'all are hilarious. Been walking. Yep, I'd have been walking out too. Hot Shot, what's up, Hot Shot? She said, what the heck is going on in these churches? I have a better question. Why the hell do people still go in that demonic place? Because we're trained to I guess it grows up in you until you wake up. It is what it is. No judgment. Anyway. All right, y'all. She said you didn't see they clone Tyrone. Yo, that's a good one. They clone Tyrone. Yep, that's a good one. All right, y'all. So let's keep the party moving. Let's keep it moving. Let us keep going. All right. So that was Matt's why Matt no longer goes to church. I want to hit y'all with that one. Now, what is buzzing, y'all, on social media? We're gonna talk. We're switching gears now, talking about Winter Storm January 2026. And y'all, I got some independent meteorologists that I follow on YouTube, and they're already saying there's another one coming right behind it. There's another one coming right behind it that's supposed to dump a whole bunch of snow. Interestingly, they're moving across the southeastern United States in ways that they never have. Okay. I'm talking about from Texas all the way over to the Carolinas and then up. Isn't it interesting that when I did that monks video a week or two ago, I told y'all that was the path the monks are walking, the path that those 19 Buddhist monks are walking. They left Dallas Fort Worth and walking all the way across 4 states, and they're going northward now. They're in North Carolina, and they got one more state to go through when they leave North Carolina. They're going to walk through Virginia, and they're going to end their 2,300 mile walk. They're going to end it in DC. But it's funny that those storms are following the same path. I won't make anything of that, but it's interesting. Okay, so let me give y'all a series of TikTok videos to show y'all what's buzzing, and one of those videos is my own. Y'all check this out. What's up, Green Tambourine? She said, well, that would be $170,000 in one weekend. Yeah, imagine that. $170K in one weekend for speaking. If 10 people came up there and gave money, and they were jumping like, yo. And some people, y'all, honestly, some people do that so they can quote unquote be seen of men, as is listed in Matthew chapter 6. Hey, I'm one of the ones that gave 17,000. Look what I'm working with, Anyway, I heard that too. I only use social media whether people been on point for more. Yep, that is true. That is true. Green Tambourine, I believe people still attend church because the word still gives life. The Bible has not changed. That's what really fills people. When you study it, you can feel like water to your thirsty soul. That's studying it though, Green Tambourine. That's studying it. A lot of what happens in church, and the last time I was a member somewhere was in the early 2000s. I want to say 2001, 2002, 2003, somewhere around there. A lot of what happens in church ain't study. It ain't study. Even some of the Wednesday night Bible study, I stopped going because I'm like, I can do this at home. Like you take in 1 or 2 scriptures and you morphing them into preaching. Like, what are you learning? So I hear what you're saying about the word. The word hasn't changed. Y'all go watch the video I did on my channel some years ago titled, is this the end of religion or something like that? Maybe so, but don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. The premise I was taking in that, and I'll say this as an aside and I'm gonna move on because I don't want to spend too much time on this. But in that video, what I was saying is that the thing that still holds power for me is the song, depending on the song, as long as it's not one of them, I kneel before the cross, or, not that. That ain't what I'm talking about. Depends on the lyrics, depends on the song. A true praise and worship song that uplifts your spirit. That don't change for me. I love that. And the word. So you don't need this orchestration to have praise and worship and the word. Like you can do that anyway. I'm not gonna get into that. She said they're not teaching. They do one verse. Exactly, Tor Girl. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of that stuff ain't teaching anymore. So that's the difference. But now let's move on. And let's get some video up here. All right. What's buzzing on social media? Here we go. Oh, I got to put that on the screen. Wow. I didn't hear about that, Hotshot. Geno Jennings had a stroke. He was bragging about the juice he took when it first came out. 6 years later, oh, man. Wow. I didn't hear about that. Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Hotshot. All right, y'all. Let's keep it moving because y'all know me. I'll get down. I'll take y'all down the side street, and I want to stay on course tonight. So, what's buzzing on social media? Let's bring some video file up. All right, let's go to Monday Night Live. Let's go to my fake ice folder. I got several videos for y'all, so let's go. Here we go.
We got some snow from outside.
Still in the house.
Cause Papa
not melted down yet.
is not convinced it's real.
It's real snow?
I said you're not convinced it's real.
Look how that's reflecting the light, y'all.
Is it burning?
I smell it burning. Look at that.
That's crazy.
Yo, this is not snow, Joe.
Oh my God.
Now y'all know me for real in real time. Y'all know me for real. Yo, this shit ain't real, G. We done brought this from outside, brought it to the 4th floor, through the elevator, through the halls. Now let me get an ice cube out the refrigerator. That shit go melt
immediately. That's crazy.
Y'all see this? And it do smell like plastic. I was trying to make justice of what dude was saying it smell like plastic, but I don't know what type of chemicals they're using. Look at that, y'all.
Wow.
Y'all see that? It's a real bit. It's real whatever they had outside.
Ain't no dripping or nothing.
Ain't no dripping.
Wow.
Y'all, they making this shit, y'all. They making this shit. This shit is not real snow. Y'all think of bullshit. Go get you some outside. Light that bitch. We done been in the house for a minute now. Yeah.
I don't even want this shit in the house. We finna throw this shit back outside. Fuck that. I don't want this fucking my pipes up. Open the door.
I'm trying to figure out why y'all grabbing it barehanded. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Take this shit back.
She said take it back.
Fuck is this shit if it don't melt, it don't burn.
That's why the grass still ain't grass. I mean, you know what I mean?
This shit crazy.
The trees would have been white already. Like, you know what I mean? Would have been white.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that? More snow on the pavement than it was on the earth. Now, typically in years past, it's been the opposite. It's been the opposite. The snow sticks to the ground, to the like the grass and the earth first, and not so much to the street because the street is still hot from the traffic. It was the reverse with that storm. With this storm, y'all saw it. There was more grass, there was more snow and ice on top of the cars, the vehicles, and the pavement, the concrete and such, than it was on the trees and the grass. That was interesting in and of itself. And I noticed the same thing looking out my front door and my back door as this so-called snowstorm was happening, which wasn't very much snow where I was anyway. Next video. I want y'all to see. This is what's buzzing on social media. This is what's trending. And they said we got another one coming. Wonder what that's going to have in it. Yeah, y'all noticed it wasn't. Let me keep going. Next video.
Winter, many people are noticing something strange about the snow. A number of videos show snow that looks and feels fake, almost like plastic. Instead of being soft and fluffy like the snow people remember from childhood, the snow appears grainy, dense, and closer to tiny foam pellets. Some people tested it themselves by forming a snowball and holding a lighter under it. They were shocked when the snow didn't melt into water the way they expected. Instead, the snowball darkened, left black marks, and released a smell that some described as similar to burning plastic. No water dripped from the snowball, which made even more people suspicious. Someone claimed the snow is artificial and was created through cloud seeding or other weather modification methods, and that the quality of this man-made snow is too poor. Others believe heavy pollution could be a factor, suggesting that microplastics in the air may be affecting the way snow forms and melts. So what do you think is causing the strange snow this year? Pollution, artificial weather methods, or just science that most people never noticed before?
Pollution. We've had pollution, air pollution, for at least 100 years. All right, that ain't what pollution. That's not what standard air pollution does. Let's go to that next video. It says how the F and everything else got to go on it. Trash. How about that? Karen said, I live along the lower Mississippi River, and here the chemical plants have been working overtime, sending up smoke signals. Smoke signals. The cold here feels artificial, yet the trees still have their leaves. How about that? How about that? She said that snow looks extra shiny too. Wait till you see my video. She said, I have to go out tomorrow and check the snow. Be sure you put some gloves on, some rubber gloves or something, protect your hands, because I don't know what's in that stuff. She said, we have indoor snowboarding and skiing. I would love to come. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, let me know. Let me know, Lady Dagger Status. That's very interesting. All right, let's go to the next video.
Excuse me, what the fuck is that shit? That looks like the one, like, that's not snow. Look at it, it's like, you can't tell me that's not.
You guys, that's not real snow at all, not real snow. Look at that, it's so webby. Webby!
And it also just looks like a little packing pellet thing.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
Kid said it's so webby. It's so webby. I got a better one than that for y'all. Hang on. Y'all remember that Dippin' Dots ice cream from back in the day? Check this one out.
Current conditions in Ohio. It's Dippin' Dots. I'm gonna hang out a little while until they send down the chocolate. It's my fave. Peace out, homies.
She says she gonna hang out till they send out the chocolate Dippin' Dots. That's her favorite. How about that? Let's keep it going, y'all. Let's keep it going. This is the winter storm 2026. Yeah. Okay, this says it's not grapple, it's real snow. Wake up. For those of you who don't know what grapple is, let me show you really quick. Hang on. I want to bring that up. Hang on. Let me see if you guys can see this on the screen. Hang on. Okay, grapple. Grapple or pellets. Grapple is also called soft hail or hominy snow, like hominy grits. For those of y'all that know what that is, I learned it from my great grandmother used to eat hominy grits, and I'm not talking about the extra fine ones that you get like standard grits. She used to eat the hominy corn. It literally looked like white corn kernels. But anyway, it's also called soft hail or hominy snow or granular snow or snow pellets. It is precipitation that forms when supercooled water droplets in air are collected and freeze on falling snowflakes, forming 2 to 5 millimeter balls of crisp, opaque rime. Okay, grapple is distinct from hail and ice pellets in both formation and appearance. However, both hail and grapple are common in thunderstorms with cumulonimbus clouds, though grapple also falls in winter storms and at higher elevations as well. Okay, that's grapple. That's the definition for those of y'all that were wondering. Now let's go back to this. see that? Did y'all see that? The bucket wasn't even full. The bucket was not even full. Let's roll the next tape.
All right, so since there was a bunch of weirdos in the comment section saying that, oh, don't do a transition. We don't trust you. We don't trust you with the transition.
By the way, y'all, I'm showing these videos under fair use. Please write down, with respect to these content creators that are out here doing this work, y'all write down some of these TikTok handles and go and check out some of their other work, okay? Just wanted to say that. Fair use for educational purposes only.
Okay, there's a snowball. It's right here. It's right here. Hold on. Hold on. All right. No transition, guys. But you guys think that I'm swapping out fucking snowballs and shit. Weirdos. Look at that. Smells like plastic. Literally smells like plastic. Probably because it is. Probably because our snow is fake, our food is fake, our water's fucking fake. Everything's fake in this world, including the snow. If you guys live somewhere else and you're getting snow, do the same thing. Tag me in that shit. I'll throw it on my story. Fake ass snow. Yeah.
Yep. Next tape. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage. Here we go. Is that the one I just showed?
On social media where they saying the snow not real, so I gotta go check for myself. You know what I mean?
I feel like he about to do something stupid to me. You hear me, Nye? That's why he wanted me to do it. Nigel, you hear me?
Come on. Let's go. They saying the snow ain't real, so let's see. Close the door, watch out, man. They trying to say this shit not gonna melt. Yo, that's fucking crazy. Yo, shit. I just seen this shit on and said, let me go see if this shit real. That's crazy. Yo, that's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Yo, y'all heard the dog was telling them, yo, man, turn that off. I'm telling you, I'll wait. But you heard the one guy say it smelled like plastic, right? The dog was trying to tell him, yo, you gonna stop doing that. The dog wasn't whimpering until he started burning the thing. Did y'all notice that? I'm telling y'all, man, dogs. Some of these dogs are tapped in. Some of these dogs are spiritually tapped in, man. Some of these dogs are spiritually tapped in. Here we go. Here's the next one.
All right, time for another snow test. As y'all can see, this one right here is clear, okay? The last one had a bunch of crazy stuff in it. Everybody wanted to say it was off the ground, blah, blah, blah. So I'm gonna put this bowl right here. The bowl's going right here. Look, nothing's in the bowl. Nothing. It's gonna sit right here, let it fill up, be right back. All right, here we are 2 hours later, getting the bowl, moment of truth. Oh, yeah, dude. That's crazy, ain't it? All right, look, y'all pay attention. I'm going to knock some off so it don't spill in the house. I don't want to melt my floors off or anything, getting the stuff on the floor, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there we have it, completely full. Look how sparkly this stuff is. Look at this. Y'all ever seen anything like that? All right, go in here. Dang that dirt bike, boy. Microscope test. Here we go. It's literally only been 30 minutes. Look how much is coming. Look, there's no water down there. There's no water whatsoever. But what is it doing? Shrinking how? Tell me. Clean slide. Y'all ready? And I got gloves on. Look at this. Ready? All right. Whoop. That's all we're going to need right there. Look, that's it.
The sound effect.
All right. Whoop. That's all we're going to need right there. Look, that's it. All right. Whoop. That's all we're going to need right there. Look, that's it. So as you can see, look, literally, this is how it's going to go, just like that. Now watch this. Hold on. Look at there. Same exact thing, okay? Look.
What is that?
Same exact thing. Y'all tell me.
What is that?
What on earth this is supposed to be. It's purple and it's in the snow.
Look,
there it is. Look at that. The slide. Look at that.
Look at the striations. I'm going to back that up. Look at the striations. That does not look like ice crystals. Some of y'all have seen microscopic pictures of snow and they make geometric shapes. That look like muscle fibers. I'm going to back it up. All right, hang on. Here we go. Here
look, that's it. So as you can see, look, literally, this is how it's going to go, just like that. Now watch this. Hold on. Look at there. Same exact thing, okay? Look. Same exact thing. Y'all tell me what on earth this is supposed to be. It's purple and it's in the snow. And look, there it is. Look at that. The slide. Look at that. Has not. That's it. That's what's on there. What y'all just saw is what I just showed you. That's it. Explain that.
Did y'all, let me back that up just a little bit. Did y'all see how filmy that slide looked? Like if that were snow or ice or water, it would have run off. It left a film. I'm going to tell y'all about that in a second. Look at it again.
Yeah.
I'm going to pause it.
That's it. That's what's on there.
You see how filmy
what
that
y'all
looks?
Just saw is what I just showed you. That's it. Explain that.
Back that up one more time. Right there.
That's what's on it. That's what's on it. That's what's on.
Look at that. Look at it. There's a film on there where he jabbed that down into the fake ice, and there's still a film on there. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, y'all. Let me take that off. All right, I got one more video. Y'all, this is where we are. This is why y'all better be on some Aquarian energy like, I don't give up no more. They clearly don't give up about us, all right? Match the energy. Match it.
People in warm places that don't get to see snow have started using fake snow during the holidays just to show off to their neighbors. It costs $10,000 and only lasts a week, as it's made of sodium polyacrylate, which dissolves over time, and it's commonly used in movie sets, so a lot of chemicals are used to keep the snow perfect, and when it disappears, it leaves a chemical residue on the grass.
When it disappears, it leaves a chemical residue on the grass. Bella said, dear God, it does look like muscle. Nichelle said, I make styrofoam cups for a living and it looks like snow. It looks like snow in raw form. Wow. You know, Nichelle, I got to tell you something. This is when I stopped drinking out of styrofoam. Years ago, I was at a tennis tournament. Y'all know I talk about tennis tournaments. I don't play as much as I used to, but I was playing at a tournament one year. And when it was time for them to bring out the players' lunch, they had sandwiches from a local deli and tea and lemonade. So I went with tea, and I got my sandwich. I got the styrofoam cup. Had the lady, she hooked some tea, got me some tea, whatever. And I asked them if they had any lemons. She said, yeah, we got lemon wedges over there for your tea. Boom. I cut my lemon. I didn't cut it. I'm sorry. I got me a lemon wedge, squeezed it in my tea. Boom. Just like that. Now, when you squeezing that lemon juice into that tea, you're going to get that, you can get some of that lemon juice on your hand, right? On your fingers, whatever. So I don't even think about it. I don't wipe my hands off because it's lemon. You can clean with lemon, lemon oil, lemon water, lemon, whatever. You clean with it. So it's on my hands. I ain't even trying to wipe my hands off. It's just lemon juice. I grab my styrofoam cup. I go outside. I'm talking to one of my boys, whatever, eat my sandwich and drinking my tea. And next thing I know, I look down on the styrofoam cup and it's got indentations from my fingers in it. And when I look on my hand, I got white film on my fingertips. And I had to go in the back. I immediately poured that tea out. I was like, I can't drink out of this. I poured that tea out. I threw the cup away and went into the bathroom. And I had to work to get that off of my hand before it all came off. Real talk. That's when I stopped drinking out of styrofoam. I'm like, nah. If I go in an establishment now and all they got is styrofoam cups, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. If y'all can't give me a paper cup, and even with the paper cups, they line it. So, they're going to get you coming and going. That's just how that works. But yeah. All right. Yeah. It's crazy. She said, when it touches my skin, I break out. Wow. They even say it's not safe or healthy. See? Beware of the bags of Oh, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that, Lady Dagger Status. We're going to talk about that coming up. Seedlet. Y'all, open in my computer looking at my notes. Which one of y'all been in my computer looking at my notes? We're going to talk about that. She said, beware of the seedless lemons. We're going to talk about that. All right. Let me check some of these other early. I'm going to keep up with y'all so I can keep it moving. She said, I threw an apple off my ledge into the forest. It sat there for 5 weeks and did not decompose. These are the apples they're putting in the supermarket that we're paying for. Bella said people will get sick from that. Well, beautiful core, I had organic apples in a basket. It was a little over 2 months when I had realized they were sitting in the pantry. They only got shriveled, none spoiled, and I tossed them. Yo, listen, when we were kids, and I used to get the free lunch in New York, whatever it is, what it is. They would give us apples with those sandwiches and that milk or whatever. And when you would bite into that apple and put it down, the thing back then was you wanted to hurry up and finish that apple because that apple that oxygen hit the inside of that apple. It turned brown quick. And so you were trying to hurry up and finish that apple. It ain't like that no more. And I love apple pie, y'all. I can't even make apple pie no more. I can't. Said styrofoam was known to be toxic, and especially with hot liquids. That's why I don't use it anymore. All right, y'all. So let's keep it moving. And Dunkin' Donuts, is that still their preferred cup? Because once upon a time when Dunkin' Donuts started making lattes, and they would give you the latte in a paper cup, and then the regular coffee in a styrofoam cup, I would tell them, listen, give me my coffee in a paper cup, please. I don't care if it's a latte cup, and I don't care if I'm getting less coffee. I want mine in a paper cup. That I don't do it anymore. I make all my coffee at home now, but every now and then I ain't gonna talk about that other company. But if I'm out in the pinch, I might grab some, whatever. Anyway, y'all, let's keep it moving. She said, oh, and styrofoam does not decompose. See that? Those apples sure did. They did. All right, y'all, let's keep it moving. Where are my notes? Let's see. So, story time. I told y'all I was gonna tell y'all. Story time. Let me give y'all story time on what happened yesterday. So yesterday, I see a break in the storm or whatever, and I realized that I didn't have any more trash bags, and I'm like, okay, I need to go get some more kitchen trash bags. And I'm like, look, I'm gonna take a chance. It don't look too bad out there. I know how to drive slow, whatever. Let me jump out here and go and do this. Now, let me say this: one car. So years ago, I invested in a car cover. Because what I realized is when you were going to work and stuff, and you go out there in the morning and if you running behind and them doors are frozen solid shut and you got ice all in the window, that's extra time you got to use to get that ice and stuff off. So I invested in a car cover and said, okay, in the winter, I'll put this on and then I ain't got to worry about no ice and nothing like that. I can just pull it off. Snow comes, whatever, cold temperatures, whatever. I ain't got to worry about defrosting my windshield if I got to hurry up and make a move. Okay. So yesterday, I go out, light precipitation, whatever, but I'm feeling confident because I got a car cover. I take the car cover off, and I didn't expect to see what I saw, but there was a little bit, I guess it was a little bit of condensation or whatever from the other side of the car cover, whatever. So I had a little bit of, little bit of fog and stuff on there, but it wasn't anything that I needed to de-ice or chip or anything like that. So I was like, okay. Now, y'all put this in the chat. Put a thumbs up in the chat if y'all move like this too. A lot of times what I would do in the winter is I would, especially, you get an ice, or if you didn't have an ice scraper, you would get something that kind of put some lines or striations in the windshield just to break it up a little bit. And like you use something, whatever you got, the ruler, whatever you got, you use something to break it up. And then you turn the defroster on, and then you turn the windshield wiper on. So it helps to break up and clear it really quick. So you turn the defrogger on and then the windshield wiper on fast, and that'll help you get that off of there faster. I've done that every year since I've been driving. Every year since I've been driving, since I was a teenager. Always works. So I'm looking at the little bit of stuff that's on. I'm like, man, I get inside the car to turn the defogger on, and I'm like, I can see out the windshield. I'm good. So let me just turn the windshield wiper on fast like I always do and just go. I back out the driveway. I head down the street so I can go to the supermarket and get me some plastic garbage bags and, you know, some more coffee cream, a couple little things, whatever, here, whatever. And y'all, nothing's coming off the windshield. Nothing's coming off the windshield. And so now I'm thinking, I'm like, well, maybe I should have stayed in the driveway and just let it defrost all the way. But I could see out of the windshield when I'm backing out of the driveway. I can see. So there was no reason to do it. And again, in the past, that fast wiper speed combined with the defogger on high, the fan blowing high on the windshield works like a charm every time. It's getting to where I can't see. It is literally getting to where I can't see. So y'all, by this time I had driven, I don't know, maybe a half a mile or something like that. I don't know, through the neighborhood, cutting through back streets or whatever, because I don't want to get on the main street or whatever. I'm like, let me just take it slow, going through the neighborhood, whatever. And y'all, I get out onto a main street and get to the light. I literally can't see now. And so I roll the window down and stick my head out to see what's going on. Like I can barely even see the street lights. So all praises to the Most High. I had a gas station to my right. So I'm like, all right, Lord, don't let me hit the curb while I'm making this right turn to pull over in this gas station and you know, get under this over thing for the, you know, where the pumps are and get the ice scraper out of the trunk. And so my ice scraper, I didn't have my ice scraper because it's in my truck. I'm driving the car. And so thank God I got an old name tag in the trunk. I grabbed the name tag and I'm scraping this, whatever this substance is off of the windshield. But by this time, y'all, under normal circumstances, if that were ice, it would have melted from the heat blowing full blast on the windshield and nothing was melting. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, why is there a film spreading on my windshield? Why is there a film spreading on my windshield, y'all? So when that guy showed that glass slide in that one video where he's looking at it under the microscope, that's exactly what I had on my windshield. And it was getting worse because at this point it's sleeting. So the ice is hitting the windshield and now I'm getting ice on top of what this is. And my windshield wiper ain't helping me. So finally, I was able to get the frozen material off of the windshield and continue on to the store and run in there real quick, come back out, get my stuff. Thank God I ain't have to scrape it again. And I hightail it home. Not hightail it because I ain't trying to go on no spin either. No out of control spin. But I got home. Y'all, I'm like, there is something strange about this. This has never happened. It blew my mind. And I hadn't even seen those TikTok videos at that point. So I was a bit perplexed. When I saw the TikTok videos, I said, okay. I said, now, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all my video that I took this morning. Let me show y'all. Crazy, y'all. Crazy. Yeah, Lady Dagger Status, she said, I keep a small broom and dustpan in the car to help with the snow. A broom and dustpan wouldn't have helped you there. The dustpan, maybe, if it wasn't rubber rimmed. If it was a hard plastic dustpan, you could have scraped it off, but a broom wouldn't have helped you at all with that. It wouldn't have helped at all with that. Yeah, residue. Yep. All right, y'all, let me show y'all my video, because when I saw all of those experiments on TikTok, I was like, man, let me see. All right, let me show y'all what I did. All right, y'all, it's your boy Matt. And as you can see, I dug out a little piece of, with my hands, gloved hands, down here in this spot in my front yard on the front side of my house here in one of these little concrete little steps I have here on the lawn or whatever. But listen, I did not believe, not that I didn't believe it, I just wanted to see for myself the experiment everybody's doing on TikTok. And I had to come back out here and get some more to show it to you guys. I'm going to do an experiment. This is stage one. I'm going to get, well, it's not stage one because, let me squat down here. Let me get a little bit of this. All right. Got a nice little ball of whatever this substance is. I ain't about to call it ice because it's weird. Y'all gonna see when I show you when I take this in the house, all right? All right. That's number one. Let me show you the second clip. Let me show you our exciting, shocking finale. Here we go. All right, family. I'm gonna try this little experiment that I saw on TikTok. Here is a ball of ice or whatever it is from outside. All right, and I'm gonna see what happens when I light the torch. If it'll light. Come on, let there be light. There we go. All right, y'all. There's my flame. Okay. A lot of black smoke coming off of that. I have no idea what that is, but it's turning very black. Could it be soot? I don't know. I'm going to get a cube of ice in just a second and try this again. But y'all look at that. It seems to be collapsing on itself. Smoothing. Look at that. That's smoothed out. Look at that. See that little smoothness on there? That shouldn't be. That should just melt. Why is it looking smooth? Let me try it again. Let's try a different spot. All right. Where's my flame? There we go. All right. Y'all, this is strange. Look how shiny it is. This is very strange. Nothing dripping into the sink. The heat is melting it. But it seems to be melting and turning smooth like plastic. All right. That's crazy. That is crazy. Let me try it one more time. The black smoke rising. Got black smoke coming off of there. Nothing's dripping into the sink. Okay, all right, I'm gonna put that down right there. All right, and as a reference, I have 2 ice cubes from earlier that just fell down into the sink. I got 2 ice cubes from earlier that I put down in the sink. Here's the ice cube, okay? Actually, let me get a fresh one. Yeah, that one has started melting already, so I just decided to get a fresh one. Okay, fresh ice cube. Fresh ice cube. Fresh ice cube from out of the ice maker. Here we go. Oops, let's get it on camera so you guys can see. All right. As you can see, the ice is starting to melt. Oh, well, let me get in the camera. You guys see it's turning into water. It's running. You see that? Now it's dripping from my hand. I don't know if you guys can see it because the camera's in a bad spot. I was trying to mount it off the water filter on top of the sink, but I'll do the best I can. Let's see if I hold it down that way. Oh, you guys can see it now. You guys should be able to see it dripping. See that? You can hear it dripping into the sink. You didn't hear any of that with the other cube. You didn't hear any of that. Okay, now let's grab that cube one more time. Cube still intact. Whatever that was, not cube, whatever that ball of whatever from outside. Black smoke again. Nothing. It's concaving in, but nothing. And it's got a little bit of a faint smell of plastic, which is strange in and of itself, but nothing. I'm glad they made whatever this chemical is non-flammable. All right? That's it, y'all. Crazy, right? Crazy. They're not making this stuff up on TikTok. They're not making it up. This thing is convexing in Now I'm getting a little bit of drippage, but I don't know if that drippage is coming off of my fingers from the ice or not. But it's starting to drip now. But look how long it took. And again, look how smooth it is. Look at that. That's weird.
Like a crystal.
Look at that. Weird, y'all.
And it's
Weird.
not even
Strange days.
Y'all.
This is where we are. This is where we are. I told y'all I had one for y'all tonight. This is where we are. And it gets better. It gets better. All right? It gets better. Nichelle said, I watched a video of a man that washed his car a few days before the snowstorm, and he said it was residue on his car after he washed it. How about that? She said, I'm going to go outside and try. Put some gloves on. They have to keep their narrative. When Mother Nature starts to correct herself and heal, they have to create in order to keep their play. Because weeks before this, the trees had flower buds. Confused me. It says that in the Bible. It says that. It talks about that in the Bible. It talks about that in the scripture. And people think that scripture is not real. Said, wow, I won't even let a child jump all in the snow. Exactly. All right, let's see where I am here. Now, let me share with you guys about a 2-minute clip of the Jimmy Dore show that I watched. I saw a video this morning. Just this morning, I saw a clip. I saw a video of the Jimmy Dore show. And the title of that video is This Massive Winter Storm is Completely Engineered. You guys can go over to Jimmy Dore's YouTube channel when this video is over and see that full video in its entirety. I'm going to show you 2 minutes of it under fair use for educational and commentary purposes. All right, let me bring that up. Let's see. Thank y'all for being here tonight, by the way. We got a comment that just came in. Kind of sad. So their argument is snow is porous and forms soot due to the butane from the lighter. But why does it hold that crystal shape? Since it's porous, it should actually melt easier. Look at them scientists I got on here, y'all. Y'all, I told y'all I love this group that watches my channel because y'all are smart, man. This feels like being back in school, in high school, in class with all the smart kids, man. Y'all are smart, man. Y'all are smart. I love it. All right. Well, they say you attract what you are, right? I ain't bragging. Everything I got, God gave to me, okay? Here we go. But how will this affect the grass, trees, garden, or farms later? Y'all, in my head, I'm talking about that. That's profit, baby. I'm talking about that. That's coming up here on Maddie's Rap. All right. Y'all been on my computer. I know it. Y'all been on my computer in my notes. All right. Either that or y'all are mind readers. All right, let's go back. All right. Let me show y'all this clip of the Jimmy Dore show. Here we go. Again, we're showing this under fair use. And Jimmy Dore's channel is Jimmy Dore, or the Jimmy Dore Show.
All other militaries in the world combined. So this is an engineered event period. We can speculate about all the agendas and objectives. There are many and they are not benevolent, but this is absolutely engineered. That map is as unnatural, meteorologically speaking, as it could possibly be.
And so how do the elites protect themselves from their own experiments?
You know, I would ask this too, and that's a very fair question because most people walk away from this issue because they say, quote, they wouldn't do this to themselves. And again, who are they? Those who print the money ultimately are at the top of this pyramid from every direction. They control media, they control elected officials, they control military.
Just had 33 people in the chat. It's down to 32. But 33 people in the chat just a second ago. Y'all remember that. 33. Y'all remember that. We're going to be talking about that tonight too.
But how did they protect themselves from the detonation of 2,400 nuclear bombs? How will they protect themselves from Fukushima, for example?
Let me back this up. I was talking over it. Let me back it up. Back up to 33 in the chat again. Y'all remember that number 33 because that's going to come up here later in tonight's show. Here we go.
Than all other militaries in the world combined. So this is an engineered event period. We can speculate about all the agendas and objectives. There are many and they are not benevolent, but this is absolutely engineered. That map is as unnatural, meteorologically speaking, as it could possibly be.
And so how do the elites protect themselves from their own experiments?
You know, I would ask this too, and that's a very fair question, because most people walk away from this issue because they say, quote, they wouldn't do this to themselves. And again, who are they? Those who print the money ultimately are at the top of this pyramid from every direction. They control media, they control elected officials, they control militaries. But how did they protect themselves from the detonation of 2,400 nuclear bombs? How will they protect themselves from Fukushima, for example, triple nuclear meltdown? No technology to fix it, no end in sight. We have 442 new plants that will go into meltdown as collapse ensues. We're building 60 more. We're not dealing with sanity. And this is most important, Jimmy. They look at this as a risk-to-risk scenario. That is their words, not mine. The risk of doing it versus the risk of not doing it, and not for benevolent purposes. Their objective is to retain their power till the brutal, bitter end, even if they only have ashes to rule over. So again, we have enough examples of human behavior, especially with those in power, that they ultimately don't care about the consequences of their actions, even to themselves, if that's what it takes to retain their power.
So I want to show you one thing I showed you it briefly, but I'll read this is from Erin Elizabeth Health Nut News. She says, this was the sky today here in Florida in the back of our little farm. And she asked, Grok, please tell everybody how an Israeli company called Stardust Solutions is going to come here and start spraying April 1st. I wish it were an April Fool's joke. Give a full list of the billionaire donors, American and otherwise. And so Grok responds. Grok says Stardust Solutions, a U.S.-Israeli geoengineering startup, plans to begin outdoor tests of sunlight-reflecting particles in April 2026 to cool the planet. No sources confirm Florida specifically or an exact April 1st start date. Tests involve aircraft releases, but locations are undisclosed. Knowing investors include Lower Carbon Capital, that's Chris Sacca, Exor, that's the Agnelli family, Future Ventures, Steve Jurvenston, Future Positive Kindred Capital, Attestor, and AWZ Ventures, total funding $75 million from just 13 backers. So, again, this seems crazy that there isn't a law preventing this. So what is the legality of this kind of stuff?
Again, that was a clip from the Jimmy Dore Show, and you guys can go to his YouTube channel, The Jimmy Dore Show, to see that video in its full entirety. Okay, that was again, that was titled "This Massive Winter Storm is Completely Engineered." Okay, I showed you all about just short of about 2 minutes. Okay, now y'all have brought up some great questions. Y'all have brought up some great questions. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Some of y'all have said, let's go back up here. Let's go back, put these on the screen. I saw it, but let's go back. That's Prophet Baby said, but how will this affect the grass, trees, gardens, or farms later? Will the food be safe after this? Bella said, all this causes deforestation. The soil is already dead, Beauty of Course said. Hotshot said, yep, we are smart, but they think we're stupid. Okay, let me skip down. Bella said, so then it'll disturb the whole nitrogen cycle and we can't plant food. Because that's what Think He's Slick Willie G. I know, I get it. I catch a vibe there, Bella. Think He's Slick Willie G is seeking because Bleep thinks we should eat the fake food. By the way, he's the biggest single land holder in America. Think He's Slick Willie G. And if y'all don't know who I'm talking about, those of you that are new checking in, well, he's the guy that well, you know, we gotta find new ways to innovate, and you know, we gotta find new ways to deal with climate change. And you know, through my foundation with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, we're doing some amazing things right now to make sure that we cool down the planet and make sure that there's sustainability. By the way, I started a company back in 1985 called Microsoft. That's what she's talking about. All right. It could just be around here, but they do not touch weather. We learned. Oh, okay. I saw that one. All right, y'all. Yeah, boom. Yeah, that's exactly it. So to answer that question, y'all, let's talk about what they're doing. You know what? I'm going to let the scripture answer it. I'm going to let the scripture speak. All right, because I curated some scriptures for y'all that are right in alignment with what is going on. All right, I'm gonna let the scriptures speak. Remember, this January 2026 winter storm is evidence that the dark side is short-circuiting. I'm gonna hit you with the why in just a little while, but let me give y'all some scriptures that speak to what y'all were talking about that is going on. Because a lot of y'all said, what is this gonna do to the food? I got y'all. I got y'all. Stand by. I got you. I got you. All right. Let's go. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How about that? 7 passages of scripture. Let me start with the first, Isaiah 24 and 5. Y'all can write these down and go and check them out on your own time. Now, I'm going to be reading from 2 different versions. Y'all know I'm typically a King James Version person, but lately I've been digging the Amplified Bible. So I'm going to be showing y'all some passages from the Amplified and some from the KJV. Let me jump over here to the Amplified. All right, let's jump over here to the Amplified. Let's see. I don't want to do it like that. Hang on, y'all. Let me see if it preserved my windows. Let's do it here. All right. I said Isaiah, where are my notes? Isaiah 24 and 5. All right. That's the first one. All right. All right. Y'all, this stuff is right in scripture. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. The prophets saw what is happening right now thousands of years ago. You cannot make it up. Okay. Here we go. Here's the first one. Isaiah 24 and 5 from the Amplified Bible. The earth also is polluted by its inhabitants because they have transgressed laws, violated statutes, and broken the everlasting covenant. What laws? These aren't man-made laws. These are the laws of nature that is being referred to in these, that's being referenced in this scripture passage. The earth is polluted by its inhabitants. Well, we global warming, climate change is due to cows. There are too many cows. There's too many cows farting. So I've got this impossible meat. Guys, it tastes just like a burger. It even bleeds. It also doesn't break down in the stomach that well either. I know personally. Okay. All right. And I take digestive enzymes with every meal. Have been doing so since 2011 when I had my bout with the C word. Okay. I still take digestive enzymes with every meal. Okay. I had one of them things when they first came out. I bought no more. Let me leave that. The earth is polluted by its inhabitants because they have transgressed the laws of nature, violated statutes, and broken the everlasting covenant. That's Isaiah 24 and 5 from the Amplified Bible. Next reference, Jeremiah 2 and 7. By the way, y'all, these clauses, what I'm reading here, these scriptures, these are anybody can get it clauses, okay? These are anybody can get it clauses. So Isaiah 24 and 5, anybody can get it. All right, let's go to Jeremiah 2 and 7. Okay, now this was originally referenced to the children of Israel, but anybody can get it because it applies today. Anybody can get it. Let me read this. Jeremiah 2 and 7 from the Amplified Bible. Let me make sure I got it on the screen, okay? I brought you into a plentiful land, plentiful, to eat its fruit and enjoy its good things. But you came and defiled my land, and you made mine inheritance repulsive. What is an inheritance? An inheritance is something that is passed down. So what the Most High is saying through the prophet Jeremiah here is that I left this land for you, and now you have made it repulsive. It stinks. I can't even look at it. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. The apples don't turn brown. The natural food is not decomposing. Y'all are out here making seedless and got the nerve to say organic seedless something. How the hell you got organic seedless? Everything in nature got seeds in it. I brought you into a plentiful land to eat its fruit and enjoy its good things, nature. But you came and defiled my land, and you made my inheritance, what I left for you, repulsive. Jeremiah 2:7. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Next reference, Ezekiel 5:11. Okay? I'm going to read this one from the King James. Ezekiel 5:11. Let me get there. Y'all. Yeah. Ezekiel 5:11. Yeah, this what type of time we on now, y'all. Ezekiel 5:11. Oh, where is it, Matt? There we go. Ezekiel 5:11. Y'all may want to add fasting, some at least intermittent fasting or something to y'all daily routine. I don't know who that's for. I know I'm doing it. Fasting, listen, your body is self-healing. Regardless of what these devils are doing out here, if you can learn to fast, it kicks your body into repair mode. It kicks it into personal repair mode. Y'all do what works for you, but I'm just passing that along, okay? Ezekiel 5:11. Let me share that to the screen. This is why I've made fasting a regular routine. Okay, Ezekiel 5:11. Let me highlight it so y'all see what I'm looking at. Ezekiel 5:11 from the King James Version. Wherefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, the Most High, surely because thou hast defiled my sanctuary. What's the sanctuary? Nature. Nature. Sanctuary is a place where someone or something abides. God is nature. God is in nature. God is everywhere. Okay? Omnipresent. Nature is his sanctuary. He ain't talking about a sanctuary that was built by man's hands. Okay? This is talking about nature. Let me read that again. Ezekiel 5:11. Wherefore, as I live, saith the Most High, surely because thou hast defiled my sanctuary with all thy detestable things, chemicals, and with all thine abominations, fake snow, therefore will I also diminish you, thee. Neither shall mine eye spare, neither will I have any pity. That's what's coming. That's a anybody can get it clause. That is an anybody can get it. These scriptures were originally written for the children of Israel. But what did I tell y'all about that Spirit Guides video I did? In the realm, in the ethereal realms, there's no linear time. There's only possibilities. They see the whole board. They see all earth-based timelines, past, present, and future. So inasmuch as this was written toward the children of Israel, he also saw who's going to come down the road, down the stretch, and do the same things. Let me read Isaiah 5:11 one more time. This is Aquarius season, by the way. This is Aquarius season, and we got 5 planets aligned in Aquarius. The rebel. Wherefore, as I live, saith the Most High, surely because thou hast defiled my sanctuary, my nature, with all your detestable things, and with all your abominations, therefore will I also diminish you. Neither shall mine eye spare, neither will I have any pity. Somebody about to get it. Somebody about to get it. This is the anybody can get it clause. This is the anybody can get it clause right here. Okay? That was Ezekiel 5:11, y'all. I told y'all the dark side is short-circuiting. So he talking to the dark side right now. He said he not going to spare and he not going to pity. Anybody can get it. Next reference, Ezekiel 7:24. I'm going to read that from both the KJV and the Amplified. Okay? Ezekiel 7:24. Let me go to the Amplified first. That is Ezekiel 7:24. Told you I got some scripture. Y'all know you ain't coming on Maddie's rap without getting some scripture. That's what we do here. You already know. My regulars, you already know. Thank you if you're new and you're just chiming in. This is the first time you're watching me. Thank you for being here. My regular shout out to y'all. Y'all hold me down over here. I love y'all. Here we go. Share screen. Ezekiel 7:24 from the Amplified Bible. Therefore, I will bring the worst of the Gentile nations. I told y'all this was for Israel, but anybody can get it. Therefore, I will bring the worst of the Gentile nations, and they will take possession of your houses, those of the people of Judah. I will also silence their pride, and their holy places will be profaned. Now let me read that in the KJV. Ezekiel 7:24. Anybody can get it, y'all. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. All right, let's share this to the screen. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp or the pride, the pompousness of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Their places that they set apart, set aside, they're special, they're consecrated places shall be defiled. Why? Because they defiled his. You defile my sanctuary, I'm going to send the worst of the heathen and they going to possess your houses. That was originally for Israel because that happened. That happened. But guess what? Here in 2026, anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. What goes around comes around. Next reference, Ezekiel 28:18 from the Amplified. Let's get there. Ezekiel 28:18. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. Here we go. Let's put this on the screen. Oh boy. Ezekiel 28:18. You profaned your sanctuaries by the great quantity of your sins and the enormity of your guilt. Sin meaning gross error, intentional wrongdoing. Sin, intentional wrongdoing. You profaned your sanctuaries by the great quantity of your gross intentional error and the enormity of your guilt, by the unrighteousness of your trade. Therefore, I have brought forth a fire from your midst. It has consumed you, and I have reduced you to ashes on the earth in the sight of all who look at you. That was originally written to Israel, but anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. Because you profaned your sanctuaries. Sanctuary, nature, I left you these places. My inheritance that I left for you. You profaned it by the great quantity of your cloud seeding. You profaned it. Can't even get clean food anymore. We'll talk about that, y'all. We'll talk about that. All right. Next reference is Ezekiel 33:26. Let's get there. Don't play with me. All right. Ezekiel 33:26. Who's he speaking to here? This is the anybody can get it clause. Anybody can get it. You rely on your sword as your security. You commit outrageous and disgraceful acts, and each of you defiles his neighbor's wife. Should you then take possession of the land? Who goes around the world killing the men and defiling the women? Oh, you rely on your sword as your security. You commit outrageous and disgraceful acts, and each of you defiles his neighbor who lives near you, defiles his neighbor's wife. Y'all know what that group, 1948 state offensive forces, because they ain't the defense, defending what? How you defending and you attacking? There's attacking and there's defending. Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started. You commit outrageous and disgraceful acts, and each of you defiles his neighbor's wife. You killing the husbands, killing the sons, and you making the wives do some stuff that no. Should you then take possession of the land? In other words, if you got it now, you gonna keep it? Am I gonna continue to let you hold it? This was originally written to the Israelites, the ancient Israelites, not 1948 state. They're not the Israelites. Don't let anybody tell you any different. I don't care who mad. I don't care who mad. It's Aquarius season. Pluto's in Aquarius. Mercury's in Aquarius. The sun is in Aquarius. Venus is in Aquarius and Mars is in Aquarius. That means I don't care. You rely on your sword. Who relies on their sword? Who relies on their weapons? Who relies on their military and commits outrageous and disgraceful acts? There's some other countries too. It ain't just 1948 state. Who holds them up? I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. Anybody can get it right now. Anybody can get it. Anybody gonna get it. That was a prophecy against the seed of Jacob, but anybody can get it. And now for the kicker. Now for the finale on the scriptures. Jeremiah 16 and 14 through 19. And I'm gonna read this one from the KJV. Y'all know I love this chapter. This is one of my favorite ones. You know what? Actually, I can hit the back button. Here we go. Oh, by the way, look at that. Look at that. Look what I still had in the queue. So shall my word be that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Anybody can get it. If he said it, he gonna do it. All right. Jeremiah 16 and 14 through 19, y'all. Therefore, now with express emphasis on the 18th verse, I'm gonna get there. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Most High, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Verse 16, here's where it gets interesting. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Most High, and they shall fish them. Fish, he gonna grab his people up out the way. Fish. Fishers and hunters do two different things. Let me read that again. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. Yeah, somebody don't want me talking about this. Somebody don't want me talking about this. Don't get scared now, Esau. It's written. It's written, Esau. Don't get scared. Don't get scared. Don't get scared, Darkside. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. Isaiah 55 and 11. I know y'all don't want me to talk no more. Don't get scared. You did it. You did it to yourself. I ain't doing it. I'm just here telling you. I'm just a sideline commentator, sideline reporter, NFL. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. That's the Most High speaking through the prophet Isaiah. Let's get back on y'all now. Behold, verse 16, Jeremiah 16, verse 16 now. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Most High, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. Don't build no bunkers. Don't build no bunkers. He gonna come in there and get you. Don't build no bunkers. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face. Neither is there iniquity, knocking things out of balance, upsetting the equilibrium. That's what iniquity is. It is willfully upsetting the equilibrium. For my eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face. Neither is there iniquity hid from mine eyes. Verse 18. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land with all this artificial snow. Because they have defiled my land, they have filled my inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. Did y'all see those muscle fiber looking things underneath the microscope? Detestable and abominable you are putting into the soil, defiling the land. What was the story in the Bible where the sister of the Israelites got raped by that nation that nation that lived near them? What did them brothers do? Y'all saw what them brothers did? They ain't coming there and just get the rapists. They got everybody. They took the whole town out. Why? Because they defiled that feminine energy that was their sister. Earth is a feminine element. Land is earth. Earth is a feminine element. The Most High don't play about feminine energy being defiled. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled my inheritance, what I left for y'all, the land, nature, with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things, experimenting, doing things to harm nature, to try to control people. But here it is, verse 19. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge, period. In the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Let me skip down to, I'll keep reading. Shall a man make gods unto himself? And these fools, aka the dark side, are no gods? Therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know. I will cause them to know my hand and my might, and they shall know my name. They shall know my name. I ain't gonna read that because his name ain't the Lord. That's the title. That's what's coming. That's what's coming, Darkside. That's a preview. That's a preview. I know y'all ain't want to hear that. That's why I said it. I know y'all ain't want to hear that. So the question is, what do y'all think these chemicals being absorbed by the soil are going to do to the food crops that are weeks away from being planted? Y'all already been asking that question. Okay? Ask yourself what you are really eating when you eat fruits and vegetables without seeds. That's the other one. What are you eating when you're eating seedless fruits and vegetables? What are you eating? Is that nature? Did that come from the Most High's sanctuary? Or did that come from a defiled sanctuary that is filled with the carcasses of detestable things and abominable things? Fruit thrown out into a woods and 3 weeks later is not decomposed. Y'all see it now? Y'all see it? Do y'all see it now? All this time they've been treating the Bible and these scriptures like, oh, it's just something that you go to church on Sunday to do. Oh, you're a good person. You're morally good if you just go to church. They weren't breaking it down. Why? Because the authority perhaps was not given to them to break it down. They had no knowledge nor authority to break down the truth for you. So that, for those of y'all that asked that question, a lot of people are focusing on the fact that the snow's not melting because it's not snow. But they're not looking at what it's doing to the earth in advance of the planting season. Y'all, we are roughly 1 month away from the time to start planting. I'm already clearing off. I've already begun the work of clearing different pieces of different little plots in my backyard to plant some new stuff, because you know you can't plant the same thing in the same section of soil every year. Now I'm like, what's going to happen to them seeds that I put in the ground after the earth absorbed this bull crap that they're dropping? And they got another winter storm coming in some days after this one just left. And look at where it's going, the Southeast, where the majority of the agriculture in this country comes from. Y'all see what's happening? This is spiritual war turned physical. I've been saying this since 2020. I said, y'all, we're seeing it spiritual now. It's going to turn physical because everything is conceived in spirit and manifests in the flesh. All right. But see that? And so I know a bunch of people identify as vegans and vegetarians. I hope y'all didn't think that y'all were escaping by not eating meat, because they coming for everybody. They coming for everybody. That's what that was. That's what that was. Okay. Let me show y'all another video clip of what they're doing to the meat. Let me show y'all something, because y'all think y'all love pulling up to these different chicken fast food joints. I ain't gonna name no companies because I don't want to hear nobody's mouth from them companies. All right. Y'all, a lot of us love pulling up to them, getting that convenient sandwich or that convenient box. Let me show y'all something here. Let me show y'all something. They're not playing no more. Let me show y'all something here. All right. Where is my, let's do this. Hang on. Let's see. All right, let's do this. See if I can't catch this. Oh, I got it the first time. How about that? Y'all, this is Conscious Juice. Y'all check him out. I watch a lot of his videos.
Might as well stop eating all types of meat now because Mr. Beast just exposed this company, Upside Foods, that they've been producing genetically modified chickens since 2018. They said it took 220 million chickens to feed Americans per year, but now they just create them in the lab, y'all. This is crazy.
Brings us to Upside Foods that has literally produced hundreds of thousands of pounds of chicken meat without killing a single chicken, which is incredible because over 220 million chickens are killed every single day in order to sustain demands for their meat. And Upside Foods has spent over $200 million in research and development in order to create this technology. Let me show you how we do it. Please do. I don't understand. When we took cells from a chicken egg in 2018, we cracked an egg, we took a small amount of cells, and we froze them in this that goes down to -80. Wow. And you use those cells to make hundreds of thousands of pounds of chicken meat. Step 2 is we take those cells, we gently thaw them out. Oh my gosh. This is simulating a chicken's body, and the cells are just multiplying. Once we get enough of them, we move on to step 3. This is protein, fat, sugar. I'm literally feeding the chicken cells over there so they can multiply into chicken meat. That's right, yes. And once the chicken feed is in the container, it moves all the way through these pipes and through the factory, and eventually ends up in here. You can look through this. You'll see chicken cells just swimming and swimming in there. Oh my goodness. It's a lot of chicken. Every 2 seconds, this produces a chicken's worth of chicken meat. Yeah, every few seconds. And saving chicken lives is not the only upside to Upside Foods. These chickens don't get diseases, so you don't have to worry about a disease spreading on the farm and then you eating a sick chicken. Honestly, it seems too good to be true. Well, let's go and try it. Blaze, I need to try it. I need to see how this tastes. Now we're going to put the meat we just grew to the test. Come on in. I brought one of the best chefs I know, Nick DiGiovanni, and he's prepared for us 2 chicken sandwiches. One of these sandwiches, a chicken was killed today to make. The other, no chickens were killed. It was grown in a lab. Which do you think we'll like better? I think if I cook it right, you won't be able to tell. Okay, this is going to be a good test. He's now giving me one of these chicken sandwiches. We're both trying this one. Here's what it actually is. Me and Drake do not know. Cheers. Cheers it. Here we go. Well, chicken. Chicken. Now we're going to try this one. This is what it is. We don't know. Cheers it. I honestly can't tell. It's actually scary how similar they are. I mean, they're both chicken. No matter what, both of them taste really good. This one's the cultivated one. You're wrong. No shot. That's the cultivated one. Honestly, can't tell the difference.
And then to have the audacity to make the logo of the company a heart. And the crazy thing is, this is only one company. Movies has been exposing for years that they've been feeding us different stuff. I don't know about y'all, man, but we shouldn't be eating from these people. Upside Down Foods, you get a thumbs down. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let's get it, y'all. Peace out.
Yeah. Give me mine with some buffalo sauce on it and some ranch dressing. I'm joking, of course. Yeah. How about that? I'm gonna let y'all chop that one up over there in the chat. Okay. All right. And of course, I wrote this. We talked about it, so I'm gonna speed through this. Speaking of defiling the land, have y'all noticed how increasingly difficult it has become to find fruits and vegetables that have seeds? Ask yourself what you're really eating when you eat fruits and vegetables without seeds. Y'all, one day, boss lady brought some grapefruit into the house, and I was like, "Oh, we got some grapefruit. Let me get up in the morning. Let me cut me a grapefruit, eat half of it, whatever. Cut it, peel it, whatever." And the first thing I noticed is that there were no seeds in it. So what did I do? I smelled it, and then I tasted it, and I'm like, "This doesn't have that traditional bite that grapefruit has." Now, people in the holistic community often tell people that have BP problems, okay? I'm not diagnosing nothing. I'm not treating nothing by saying this, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm a guy with a microphone and a camera on a streaming platform. People in the holistic health community for years have been saying that if you want to lower a certain number, systolic over diastolic. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you want to lower that number, that some say normal is 120 over 80, okay? You eat grapefruit, and that helps to control that. If the grapefruit don't have any seeds in it, are you eating grapefruit? I told you they coming for everybody, man. But guess what? Somebody's coming for them. And I know this ain't in my notes, but this is why I think certain powers that used to be are trying to take over certain lands that have certain elements in them, because these fools really think they can build a weapon to try to stop he who's coming. The fool. Yeah. So what are you eating if you're eating something that's seedless? Now that goes back to you, Lady Dagger status with the lemons, with seedless lemons now. I love lemon. These citrus fruits now, they're coming with no seeds. Seedless, watermelon seedless, cucumber seed. What's next? What's next? All right. So the message here is real simple. If the creator did not even spare his set aside people, y'all heard the scriptures I read. If the creator did not even spare his chosen ones, his ones he consecrated unto himself, he said, these are mine out of all families on the earth, aka bloodlines. These right here gonna be mine. I'm gonna be their God and they're gonna be my people. If he didn't even spare them for defiling nature in whatever way they did, because the scriptures don't go into detail in how, they don't go into a lot of detail with regards to how they defiled the land. They tell you about, idol worship and stuff like that and sacrifices, but we really don't know what they were doing, because everything they show you about biblical times in television and film has people dressed in drab clothes and everything is brown and sandy and they live in something that damn near look like a hut. No, those people were just as technologically advanced as we are. Don't believe everything you see in Hollywood. Those ancient Tartarian buildings didn't have no electrical wires running to no power station. They pull free energy with those etheric antennas they had on top. I'll cover that in another video. We ain't gonna deal with that tonight. Okay? So we don't know what they were doing to defile the land, but he didn't even spare them. Okay? So if he didn't spare them and they were his chosen ones, how do you think anybody else is going to escape judgment? When you defile the land, here's what happens. And I talked about this in another video. When you defile the land sends out an energetic distress frequency, which results in the offender being driven off of it. That distress frequency that the land gives off is picked up in the heavens, and heaven say, oh no, they down there defiling my inheritance that I left for them. Y'all gots to go. Y'all gots to go. Respect the land, and she will freely give you her fruits. Disrespect the land, she gonna send out a distress signal that results in its inhabitants being driven off. Right? The dark side is short-circuiting, y'all. I'm gonna tell you why. Let me switch to my handwritten notes now. I'm gonna have to catch up the chat at the end here. Handwritten notes, all right? Prophecy watch. Let's go to Genesis chapter 25, verses 19 through 23. We're gonna deal with Esau now. The dark side. I told you I was originally gonna call it Esau, and then I changed it to the dark side, but that's all right, we back. We're gonna deal with them now. Let's go to Genesis, the 25th chapter. And we're going to start at verse 19 and read through 23. All right, let me set this up for y'all. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian, of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban, the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. He was like, Lord, come on now. I gotta have a posterity. He entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. Okay. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I this way? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Okay, we get now into why Esau is short-circuiting. Stay with me. Remember that part. 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. All right. Let me cross-reference that with Antiquities. Let me go to Antiquities from the writings of Flavius Josephus. All right. Let's see. Antiquities 1.18. Let's go there. Antiquities 1.18.7. Here we go. Let me make sure I'm still on the screen there. Okay, I am. Thus did Isaac pray to God, thinking his prayers had been made for Esau. Stay with me. Now, the children are born now. The children are born. Thus did Isaac pray to God. Now, this is the part where Isaac is on he's on his last days now, and he's got to give some sort of blessing to his sons. So I'm gonna start here. Y'all know the story. I'm gonna pick up here at 1.18.7, and then I'm gonna cross-reference it back into KJV and Genesis. All right. Antiquities 1.18.7. Thus did Isaac pray to God, thinking his prayers had been made for Esau. Okay. He gave a blessing. Let me go up a little bit. So y'all see what happened here. All right. Let me go up just a little bit. So y'all see what's happening. Let me start at 18.6. Accordingly, Esau went out a hunting. His dad wanted some deer meat. Okay. But Rebekah, thinking it proper to have the supplication made for obtaining the favor of God to Jacob, and that without the consent of Isaac, bid him to kill some kids of goats and prepare a supper. So she told her son, Jacob, which means one who supplants, trickster, to make the daddy some meat from goat. Make him some goat meat, okay? So Jacob obeyed his mother according to all her instructions. And what did he do? He seasoned it so good. Y'all know who them people were. Stop looking at them fake ethnicities that they show y'all in television and film. Y'all know who them people were seasoning that food. She told him to give him some goat meat, not no deer meat. While your brother's out, cook him some goat meat and season it. So he think he eating deer. So Jacob obeyed his mother according to all her instructions. Now, when the supper was got ready, he took a goat's skin and put it about his arm, that by reason of its hairy roughness, he might by his father be believed to be Esau. He wanted to trick his daddy into thinking that he was Esau. For they being twins, and in all things else alike, differed only in this thing. In other words, one was hairier than the other. This was done out of his fear that before his father had made his supplications, he should be caught in his evil practice, and lest he should on the contrary provoke his father to curse him. So he brought in the supper to his father. Isaac, perceiving by the peculiarity of his voice who he was, called his son to him, who gave him his hand, which was covered with the goat's skin. See, by this time, Isaac is blind. He can't see. When Isaac felt that, he said, thy voice is like the voice of Jacob, yet because of the thickness of thy hair, thou seemest to be Esau. So suspecting no deceit, he ate the supper and betook himself to his prayers and intercessions with God and said, O Lord of all ages, this is him blessing Jacob, thinking he's blessing Esau. O Lord of all ages and creator of all substance, for it was thou that didst propose to my father great plenty of good things, and hast vouchsafed to bestow on me what I have, and hast promised to my posterity to be their kind supporter, and to bestow on them still greater blessings. Do thou, therefore, confirm these thy promises, and do not overlook me, because of my present weak condition, on account of which I most earnestly pray to thee. Be gracious to this my son, and preserve him, and keep him from everything that is evil. Give him a happy life, and the possession of as many good things as thy power is able to bestow. Make him terrible to his enemies. Make him terrible to his enemies. That blessing went to Jacob. Make him terrible to his enemies. Now y'all wonder why certain people get, let me keep going. Y'all know what to do with that. Make him terrible to his enemies and honorable and beloved among his friends. Y'all know. I ain't gonna go down the rabbit hole with that one. Y'all know. When you're an enemy of certain folk, they're like, man, y'all should have pissed them off. But when you ain't an enemy with them, yo, man, y'all go hang out with them, man. They got the best parties, the best cookouts. Yo, man, they cook yo, man, you gonna have a good time if you roll with them. Man, I love them. I love Michael Jordan. Just as an example. I love Patti LaBelle. She make them pies. Make him terrible to his enemies. And yo, man, y'all better not piss off Mike Tyson. listen, you shouldn't have said that. You need to leave now. You really do. You should leave before I get angry. Make him terrible to his enemies and honorable and beloved among his friends. Okay, now to 18.7. Thus did Isaac pray to God, thinking his prayers had been made for Esau. He had but just finished them when Esau came in from hunting. And when Isaac perceived his mistake, he was silent. But Esau required that he might be made partaker of the like blessing from his father that his brother had partaken of. But his father refused it because all his prayers had been spent on Jacob. Y'all know prayer. Y'all know real prayer, real activation, real spiritual work. It takes your energy. It saps your energy. Put it a thumbs up in the chat if y'all know what I'm talking about. When you praying and interceding and all, meditating for people, meditating for a purpose, that makes you physically tired. Okay? But his father refused it because all his prayers had been spent upon Jacob. So Esau lamented the mistake. However, his father, being grieved at his weeping, said that, quote, he should excel in hunting and strength of body, in arms, and all arms meaning weaponry, in arms and all such sorts of work, and should obtain glory forever on those accounts, he and his posterity after him, but still should serve his brother. All that weaponry, all them powerful armies, Esau and your cohorts, but still, the way that blessing went, he still had to serve his brother Jacob. Now we get to where the rubber meets the road. Let me switch back over to the KJV. I'm moving, y'all. I'm moving. Let's go to Genesis 27. Genesis 27, verses 30 through 40. All right, here's the KJV account. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarcely gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless thee. Now, y'all know good and doggone well that goat meat and deer meat taste distinctly different. But when somebody can season some food so good, you don't even know what you're eating. Okay? Y'all know who them people were. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. And yeah, it does matter. People, oh, well, no, it doesn't matter. It didn't. Why did it matter then? But now that the truth is out, why didn't it matter then? But now that the truth is out, it matters. Because somebody coming back and reclaiming their heritage. Why does it matter now when it didn't matter when we were under the lie? Let me keep moving. That was for somebody. Okay? That was for somebody. Verse 31 again. And he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless thee. And Isaac his father said unto him, who are you? Who you is? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, he was shaking, and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. He ate what he thought he was eating deer meat, and was eating goat, because the mama said, go out there and kill him. Go kill him goats and make your daddy some meat. And hurry up before your brother get back. All right. That was verse 33. Verse 34. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, oh my father. That's where that Yolanda Adams song, Even Me, comes from. Okay? Y'all didn't know that. It came from this passage of scripture right here. Even me, Lord, even me, Lord. All right, let me stop. That's that. Y'all check that out. That's a nice song. Yolanda Adams. That was like off of one of her early albums, Even Me. That came from here. Okay, let me read that again. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he has taken away my blessing. Jacob was slick, buddy. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? Talking to his daddy. Verse 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him your Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. That means you got to serve him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? It's too late. I can't take that back. See, them jokers, they had activation powers. That was already activated. When he spoke it, it was written in the heavens. But guess what? He spoke what was already written in the heavens before he spoke it. When you know, you know. Some of y'all missed that. Some of y'all that went right over your head. When he spoke it, it was activated in the heavens, but he spoke what was already written in the heavens. All he had to do was activate it. The blessing was already Jacob's. Y'all stay with me. Verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, all the best places on the earth, all the best places, all the coastal cities, all them fancy places, all them mountaintop resorts, all those beach towns with the best locations. All that's going to be yours. Behold, thy dwelling shall be fatness, the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword thou shalt live. Did y'all hear that other scripture I just read where he said, you stand on your sword? You stand on your military strength? Who was he talking to? Verse 40 again, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So now y'all know. Now y'all know. Now y'all know. Verse 40 again, and by thy sword shalt thou live, Esau. You still gonna serve your brother, but it's gonna come to pass that when you have the dominion, that you're gonna break his yoke from off thy neck. So now you know why Esau is short-circuiting, why he's spazzing out, why he crashing out in modern terms. Esau has been making war all over the earth in order to gain dominion over Jacob. Esau working on that verse 40 right there. That was a big spiritual confirmation right there. I'm glad y'all didn't hear it. Esau has been working on that verse 40. Why? Because his daddy told him, when you shall have dominion, then you're going to break his yoke from off thy neck. Right? But God said, I got something else for you. Esau has been making war all over the earth in order to gain dominion over Jacob and the entirety of the earth, in order to satisfy the one condition under which his yoke is broken and he no longer has to serve Jacob. That one condition. He's got to have dominion. This is why he's been making war all over the earth. This is why they doing all of this fake cloud seeding, all these storms, all this fake food, all of this poisoning the soil to gain dominion over the entire earth. Because that's the one condition that'll satisfy the breaking of the yoke from off his neck. Or that's the one condition that's got to be satisfied in order to break the yoke from off his neck so that he no longer has to serve his brother Jacob. And guess what? He's not. Guess what? He has not and will never obtain dominion. Dominion. Everywhere they go, when it looks like they about got everybody under control, it's usually a small faction that come in and break their back. Look at history. Look at history. I grew up watching and reading war history. Look at history. No one superpower that looked like a superpower has ever gained dominion over the entire earth. The Romans almost did. The Greeks almost did. The Persians almost did. Nobody has. Modern day Rome almost did. We living in it. We living in modern day Rome. Okay? They almost did. They ain't gonna get it. They ain't gonna get it. They're not gonna get it. Why? Because of what was written in the heavens. They're not gonna get it for this reason right here. They're not gonna get it for this reason right here. This is why they're not gonna get it. Right here. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. This is why they're not going to get it. This is why they never going to get dominion over the whole earth. I think Isaac, I think Isaac knew. I think Isaac had to know that he said, look, you still going to serve your brother, but when you've gotten dominion over the whole earth and you're going to live by your sword, then will you have broken his yoke from off thy back. I think Isaac knew that that was an unbreakable yoke because he had already put the word out that said, you're going to serve. And the scripture said the elder shall serve the younger. That was prophesied before they were born. That was prophesied to Rebekah. She said, 2 nations are warring in your bow, or 2 nations shall be pulled from your bowels. You got 2 nations inside of you wrestling with each other. The elder shall serve the younger. That's why Esau had to come out first. So for all of Esau's thinking he could destiny swap with Jacob in the womb, the word was spoken that said, the elder shall serve the younger. So this is why I tell people all the time, God don't care about man's rules. God does not. The Most High don't care about man's rules. By man's rules, by men's traditions, the firstborn is supposed to get everything. They get the inheritance. But if God had it for somebody else, you can erase that firstborn clause. Why? Because so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So here's the other reason why that yoke is never going to be broken. And now the elder has got to serve the younger. Malachi 1:1, he spoke it through the prophet Malachi. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet you say, wherein have you loved us? He said, was not Esau Jacob's brother? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. He hated Esau before he was born. He said, I knew you, Jeremiah chapter 1. I knew you before I formed you in the womb. All right. So that's that. That's that. Let me get ready to wrap this up, y'all. Let me take y'all in bonus time now. Let me take y'all into bonus time. I know we're running a little long here, but I knew this was going to be one for y'all. Let me take y'all in the bonus section now, because now we're going to map Esau's moves. I hope y'all stuck around for this part. Because now we're going to map M-A-P Esau's moves. Okay. Let me tell y'all what I stumbled upon while I was reviewing some scripture passages that were referring to the fallen angels from the book of Enoch. Let me bring that up on the screen so you can see it. Book of Enoch. All right. I was reviewing some scripture on the fallen angels. Okay. Let me show y'all something here. This is what I stumbled upon, and I had a light bulb moment. Let me show y'all something. I'll get to the comments here when we in the wrap up. Let me show y'all something here. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Book of Enoch, chapter 6. Let me read this really quick. And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. That mean it was fine, y'all. That mean it was fine. Whatever you like, they had it. Fellas, whatever you like, they had it. All right. And the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them and said to one another, come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men and have children with them. And Samjaza, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear you will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. They knew they was about to do wrong, but he didn't want to be in it by himself. Y'all see how that works? And they all answered him and said, let us all swear an oath and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Then swear they all together and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. They probably spit in their palms or something, shook hands, I don't know. All right. Or they cut their hand, whatever these people out here do, whatever. Verse 6. And they were in all 200 who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. So I said, Mount Hermon. Where is Mount Hermon? Okay. Where is Mount Hermon? So let me share something with y'all. Let me share something with y'all here. Mount Hermon. Okay. Mount Hermon. Where's my Google Maps? Let's see. Let's go to Google Earth. All right. I'm going to share this to the screen so y'all can see it. We're in bonus time now, y'all. Bonus time. All right. Google Earth. Let's type this in. Mount Hermon. Mount Hermon in Asia. Let's click there. Look at where Mount Hermon is. Mount Hermon is a mountain cluster constituting the southern end of the anti-Lebanon mountain range. It Its summit straddles the border between Syria and Lebanon. And at 2,814 meters above sea level, it is the highest point in Syria and the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. Mount Hermon. There's some photos. Let me see. Oh, I can make that bigger. Mount Hermon. So according to the book of Enoch, this is where the fallen angels came down. Mount Hermon. How about that? Mount Hermon. Those are some photos. Mount Hermon. All right. Look at that. Look at that. That looks real spiritual. That looks very spiritual, doesn't it? Mount Hermon. All right. Let's go back. Mount Hermon. Y'all see where it is? Y'all see where it is? That's Mount Hermon. All right. Ooh, Israel. We got Tyre and Sidon or Sidon. There's a scripture that talks about those. I'm going to hit those real quick in just a second, but that's Mount Hermon, okay? All right, so Mount Hermon is in that disputed area known as the Golan Heights. Mount Hermon. Now, let me show y'all something that was very interesting, okay? Let me show y'all something that is very interesting. So I just showed you where Mount Hermon was. I brought it up on Google Earth. Now, so putting 2 and 2 together, I asked myself, is that why 1948 falsely acquired land state is always saying that, well, the Golan Heights are of strategic importance to Israel? Y'all know what that is. I just imitated, right? The Golan Heights are of very strategic importance to the nation of Israel, and it belongs to us. So I started looking up, all right? I started looking at where that was located, okay? I showed it to y'all in the map, but what y'all missed was this. Let me show you something here. All right. All right. So let me bring this webpage up so y'all can see this. All right. I got this webpage called gps-coordinates.net. Y'all check this out because I'm a little bit of a nerd like that. All right. Let me show y'all something here. It's called gps-coordinates.net, okay? That's the website right up there, gps-coordinates.net. I just typed in Mount Hermon and look at the latitude. Y'all see that latitude? It is at 33 degrees north. 33 degrees north, okay? It's at 33 degrees north. Y'all know about that number 33? Because y'all ain't new up in this. Y'all that watch me on this channel, y'all ain't new. Y'all know about that number 33. If you don't know about it, look up, just go Google the spiritual significance of the number 33. It is known as a master number. Okay? It's known as a master number. There are 33 vertebrae in the spine, in the human spine. Quote unquote, Jesus died at age 33. 33 is a very powerful number in spirituality. Okay? There's 33 degrees of Freemasonry. Okay? 33 degrees. The 33rd degree is very, very interesting. So when I saw that Mount Hermon was located at the 33rd degree, the 33rd parallel, and that was where the fallen angels came down, I said, no wonder certain individuals want that piece of territory. Huh. Let's see. So you got this Hadron Collider at CERN that is supposedly looking into dark matter that some say are trying to open portals. And certain individuals, is somebody trying to jailbreak those fallen angels? Go watch one of y'all that watched me on this channel some years ago recommended the Netflix series Warrior Nun. Y'all recommended that I watch that. Spoiler alert here. The theme in Warrior Nun is that there are certain individuals that are minions of the Darkside that are trying to use equipment to open up portals and jailbreak certain fallen angels that are trapped under the ground. Y'all go watch the series for yourself. It's actually very entertaining. Warrior Nun. Okay, that's on Netflix. 33rd parallel. So then I said, well, dag, if Mount Hermon is on the 33rd parallel, let me see what are some other cities on the 33rd parallel. Okay, Bonus time. We're mapping Esau's moves. Mapping Esau's moves. Okay. So I have my research assistant pull up a list of cities around the world that are located at or around the 33rd parallel. Okay. Here you go. Y'all get ready for this. Strap in. Matter of fact, let me show y'all something first. Before I do that, let me show y'all something. Because I want y'all to see what kind of map you're really working with. Let me show y'all something here. Let me bring this up on the screen. Where is it? Make sure I'm not getting ahead of my notes. Okay, am I getting ahead of myself here? Let me see. Okay, so I started looking up major worldwide cities that are located within 3 to 5 degrees of the 33rd parallel, 33 degrees north. I wanted cities that were within 3, 4, or 5 degrees of that 33rd parallel. Now, why some of y'all might wonder, Matt, why did you want why did you make a window of 3 to 5 degrees above or below that number? Well, it's real simple. In astrology, when certain energies come within 0 to 10 degrees of each other or another energy, so when in astrology, let me reread that. In astrology, when certain energies come within 0 to 10 degrees of another energy, they're said to be aspecting each other. And each energy feels the effects of the other energy. The strongest energies are felt within a 5-degree orb, and the type of energy, harmonious or conflict, depends upon the elements that are involved. So feminine elements are going to be harmonious with other feminine elements. Water and earth are feminine elements. So when you got two feminine signs, let's say, for example, Capricorn and Scorpio, or Scorpio and what's that other one before that? Scorpio and Virgo, or Virgo and Cancer, or Cancer and Taurus, or Taurus and Pisces. Okay, I went all the way through all of them. Those are feminine signs, earth and water. Okay, when feminine elements are aspecting each other, it's going to be harmonious. When masculine energies are aspecting each other, it's going to be harmonious. For example, Sagittarius and Libra, that's a harmonious aspect. Libra and Leo, Leo and Gemini, Gemini and Aries, Aries and Aquarius. Y'all see how that works? Fire. So two water energies are going to be harmonious if they're aspecting each other. Water and earth energies are going to be harmonious if they're aspecting each other. 2 earth energies are going to be harmonious if they're aspecting each other. 2 fire energies are going to be harmonious if they're aspecting each other. 2 air energies are going to be harmonious if they're aspecting each other. And air and fire energies are going to be harmonious if they're aspecting each other. When you mix them in an aspect, then they're conflict energies. Water and air don't go together. They create bubbles. Fire and water extinguish each other. Okay? Earth and wind, either the earth blocks the wind or the wind displaces the earth. So they're not harmonious. They're conflict energies. Now, so that's why I wanted to know what other cities were within about 3 to 5 degrees of the 33rd parallel. I wanted to see what was on that 33rd parallel or what was within 3 to 5 degrees. I'm gonna show y'all something now. Okay, let me bring this up on the screen. Y'all know y'all come over here in the Maddie's Rap Live session, you're gonna learn something. That's what we do over here. That's what we do. All right. Let me share this to the screen. This is that map this is the right map. Don't even get me started on that. I ain't gonna say the word that goes with it, but this is the right map. Okay. This is called an azimuthal equidistant projection map. Okay. All right. So this is what the real surface of the earth looks like. All right. This is why you can't fly from Buenos Aires, Argentina, direct to Australia. But if you look on a spinning globe, it looks like they're right next door to each other. But there's never a direct flight. Those flights always go over land. Okay. Boom. They always go over land. You want to fly, or you can go this way. You go up Africa, boom, cut across here, go up South America, cut across, or go up here. Look, if you're going from South America and you want to go to Great Britain, you're gonna your flight route is gonna look like this. It's gonna go across here, and then boom. You ain't going. This is why there's no nonstop flights. Okay, that's a story for another day. This is why. This is why there's no nonstop flight from Chile or Argentina to Australia. That's why there's no nonstop flight. Okay, now you know. So anyway, let me get back to that. Look at the arrangement here. Okay, at the very top is 90 degrees, and then these latitude lines, they go out like circles. So I was like, okay. So that 33rd parallel is going to be somewhere in between the 20th and the 40th. And now you can see from the United States all the way across the water to around where that 33rd parallel is over there, where Mount Herman is, somewhere around in there. Y'all know what that is. Y'all know what that is right there. That's the coast of 1948 state. Now, so I wanted to give y'all a visual reference of what these parallels actually look like on a real map, not that fake stuff they show us that they taught us in school. All right. Let me stop sharing that. Now, let me give you a list of cities that are situated around that 33rd parallel around the earth. San Diego, California. Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix. Okay. Y'all know what's near Phoenix. I'm going to come to that. Very spiritual place, just north of Phoenix. Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Isn't that where those monks started their journey? Just asking for a friend. Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas is on or near the 33rd parallel. Charleston, South Carolina is on or near the 33rd parallel. Macon, Georgia. Okay. Atlanta, Georgia is 33 degrees north. Mount Herman is 33 degrees north. Jerusalem is 31 degrees north. That's within that orb aspect, okay? 3 to 5 degrees. Jerusalem is at 31 degrees north. Haifa, Israel, the port of Haifa, that is at 32.8 degrees north, right at just 0.2 of a degree from 33 degrees. The Golan Heights is at 33 degrees. Nazareth, Jesus of Nazareth is at 32.7 degrees. Now, in the Bible, let's jump real quick to Matthew 11 and 21. I'll show y'all something. We're still on the same line of thinking here, or same narrative here. Let's go to Matthew 11 and 21. Let me show y'all something real quick. We're getting ready to wrap up, y'all. Matthew 11 and 21. Y'all, thank y'all for being here. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button for me if you're enjoying this content. Matthew 11 and 21. Matthew 11 and 21. Woe, and this is the Messiah speaking, it's red letters. Woe unto thee, Chorazin. Woe unto thee, Bethsaida. For if the mighty works which were done in you had been done in Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes. Tyre, Sidon, Chorazin, Bethsaida. I looked all of those up. Tyre is modern day Lebanon. The city of Tyre is 33 degrees north. The city of Sidon is 33 degrees north. Okay. Chorazin is now called Chorazin. That is located at 32.9 degrees north. Bethsaida, 32.9 degrees north. Do y'all see that? Y'all see what's happening here? Bethlehem, where the Messiah was born. Bethlehem, 31.75 degrees north. Check this. Sedona, which kind of threw me a little bit because in the scripture it says Sidon, S-I-D-O-N. Then you got a Sedona, Arizona. Very spiritual place. 34.8 degrees north. Okay? 34.8 degrees north. Let's jump over to the United States now. Oh, wait. We're not done yet. Let's do some more. I'll end with that. There's another biblical city, Capernaum. That's another place where the Messiah preached or taught. Capernaum, 32.8 degrees north. See that? All of this stuff is right around that 33rd parallel. Now let's jump over to the U.S. I told you San Diego, Phoenix, Dallas, Fort Worth, Charleston, Macon, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia is 33 degrees. All right. Roswell, New Mexico is 33.3 degrees north. Sedona, Arizona, 34.8 degrees north. Birmingham, Alabama, 33 degrees north. Oklahoma City, the site of the 1921 fire. Tulsa, okay, nearby there. Oklahoma City, 35 degrees north. Jackson, Mississippi, 32 degrees north. Las Cruces, New Mexico, 32 degrees north. Los Angeles, 34 degrees north. Vicksburg, Mississippi, 32 degrees north. El Paso, Texas, 31 degrees north. Y'all see what's happening here? Y'all see what's happening? Now, let's go back to some international cities because this is what threw me. Casablanca in Morocco is within that 30, is around or near or near or on 33 degrees. Tripoli, Libya. Y'all remember that movie they did called 13 Hours or 16 Hours or whatever when they're talking about the senator that got killed over there in Benghazi? Tripoli is around or at 33 degrees north. Beirut, Lebanon, 33 degrees north. Damascus, Syria, 33 degrees north. Baghdad, Iraq, 33 degrees and 33 minutes north. Do y'all see what y'all see the connection between all of those cities that I just read? They all have been the sites of war and destruction. Casablanca, Tripoli, Beirut, Damascus, Baghdad. Y'all see what's going on? Where did they bomb the so-called nuclear facility in Iran? That's at Isfahan, Iran. Isfahan. That's 33 degrees north or around 33 degrees. Islamabad, Pakistan, 33 degrees north. Do y'all see the connection there? Spiritual warfare. And y'all thought it was just about geopolitics. Spiritual warfare. In Asia, you got two cities. Xi'an, China, 33 degrees north or around it. Nagasaki and Hiroshima, Japan, are at or around 33 degrees north. You got several cities at 33 degrees south as well that in South America that are places where 1948 state people held up as well after World War II. Valparaiso, Chile, Santiago, Chile, Mendoza, Argentina, Rosario, Argentina, Buenos Aires, Argentina, Montevideo, Uruguay, Cape Town, South Africa, and Sydney, Australia, 33 degrees south. Y'all go look up the spiritual significance of that 33rd degree. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. Okay? So let me show y'all a couple of TikTok videos that are pretty significant about that 33rd degree, and then we're gonna wrap up. Y'all, I hope y'all are enjoying this. Hit that like button for me if you have not done so already. All right, let's go there. Let's get there. That's not what I want. I'm gonna show y'all 5 videos about that 33rd parallel, and we're gonna get out of here. Here we go.
Ever wondered why so many ancient sites and pivotal cities rest along the 33rd parallel? From Babylon to Jerusalem, from Phoenix to Hiroshima, a silent thread stitches history together. What if this latitude isn't just a line, but a current, an unseen force channeling power, intent, and ritual? Some say secret societies map their influence here. Others whisper of ley lines, energy grids, or cosmic symmetry. The number 33, long revered, appears again and again. Is it chance, design, or something deeper? Sometimes the map is the message. If you're seeing this, it's not a coincidence. Open your third eye.
All right, that's one. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Okay, so this is the 33rd parallel, right? Each of these states that have that red line running through it, the energy is just different over there. These are the types of places that you see the most, activity when it comes to like UFOs and supernatural things. Being in those types of areas, you'll even notice it like your hair will grow like way faster. New ideas always start to flash in your mind a lot more. You may meet really abundant people around these types of areas. See, for example, where I live, it's basically like the desert, and that's directly on the 33rd parallel. And that's where a lot of activity happens when it comes to UFOs and things like that. But yeah, you'll definitely notice a difference between those states versus those other ones on the other side of that blue line.
All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. 33rd parallel. Who knew, y'all? All that from
So
reading
many
the
powerful
book.
cities sit on the 33rd parallel. Atlanta, Dallas, Phoenix, even ancient sites across Mother Key are Earth. This ain't random. This is cosmic design. But what is the 33rd parallel? The 33rd parallel is a circle of latitude, 33 degrees north of the equator. But it's more than just a line on the map. It's one of Mother Key's energy highways, part of her sacred grid system. Where these lines cross, the veil is thinner, the energy is stronger. But why 33? In spiritual science, 33 represents mastery, transformation, and divine awakening. It's not a coincidence that Freemasonry's highest degree is the 33rd. The Anunnaki knew these energetic markers and built civilizations, temples, and power centers right along them to harness Mother Key's energy field. Look at the map. Atlanta, Georgia sits at 33.7 degrees north. Phoenix, Arizona, Dallas, Texas, even Charleston, South Carolina, all tied to this frequency. These aren't just population centers. They're energy nodes, anchors on Mother Key's ley line grid, where ancient power still pulses beneath the surface.
Very interesting. Very, muy interesante. Very interesting.
So many powerful cities sit on the 30.
Saw that one. Hang on. Got 2 more to go.
Does the 33 degrees of Freemasonry and their fraternal order have anything to do with the brotherhood formed by the devil and the fallen angels when they descended onto Mount Hermon? Well, that's next on the trumpet. It's going to be that mountain right there. Revelation 12:4. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven and did cast them to the earth. That scripture just said 33%. The book of Enoch, under the chapter 3 fallen angels, says the same place. Then swear they all together and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And they were in all 200, who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And if you go to the bottom of Mount Hermon, right where the Jordan River starts, there's a spring of water that comes right out of a cave. And if you click on that second picture bubble right there, it'll take you.
All right. All right. Let's keep this going. Let's keep this going. Yeah, I don't want that. Hang on. Let me show y'all that image they were showing in that other video there. Let me show you what they were showing. I got one more video after that, but let me show you this really quick. That is where that red line is where the 33rd parallel runs in the U.S. Okay, that blue line above it, those are just border. Those are border lines between the states through which that 33rd parallel runs in the U.S. California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, northern Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas border, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina. Y'all remember what I told y'all the monks were walking? The monks are pretty much walking along the 33rd parallel, and then they turn north, and they gonna boom post up right here in DC. And by the way, y'all, they ain't letting that winter weather stop them. All right, my research assistant told me earlier they still walking through the snow. They still walking. Told y'all something was spiritual about them monks walking through this U.S., man. And then when they're supposed to get in DC in February, right around the time that Neptune not right around the time that Saturn joins Neptune at 0 degrees Aries. Neptune is there now. Neptune is now at 0 degrees Aries. But buddy, wait till Saturn get there with it. I told y'all what was going to happen. Get your popcorn ready, y'all. Got one more video. One more video.
To all my melanated people out there, these are the Winterville Mounds, sitting exactly on the 33rd parallel in the Mississippi Delta. This spot is very important to our history, people. Ottawa Mound sits on the 33rd parallel. Moundville, Alabama sits on the 33rd parallel. And also, all the way to the east across the Atlantic Ocean, the city of the Phoenician or the Sidonian sits on the 33rd parallel. Somebody with a great knowledge of stars mapped this out a long time ago. And my knowledge and research is going to lead us straight to the answer of our people. I love you, know what I mean? Love with you. Roll the corn. We know the truth now.
This is my first time coming to this site.
Told y'all, man. I told y'all. Let me show y'all one other thing before we wrap up here. Let's see. All right, let me bring this up on the screen here. Y'all remember I told y'all about these about this site in Haifa, the Baha'i Gardens? Y'all remember that? That's sitting on the 30. That's sitting at 32.8 degrees north. That's right there. You got 0.2 of a degree from the 33rd parallel. That's right there. That's right there. That's right there. Let me see if they got a top down. Look at this. What do? They build these temples on certain ley lines. That's the Baha'i Gardens in Israel. Okay. Look at that. Let me see if they got a top down. Let me see if they got a top down here. Where's a good one? Where's a good one? I pulled up a video before. Here we go. Look at that. This is from the top all the way down to the water. Mound. Talk about mound cities that's built on a mound. That's built on a mound. Look at that. There's the water and it's rising. I'm going backwards there. All right. Just wanted to share that with y'all, man. The earth is waking up. Roswell, New Mexico. That's where the UFO crash allegedly happened in the 1940s or whatever. 33rd parallel. All right, y'all. Let me see where I'm at. Let's get ready to wrap this thing up. So let's wrap up with this. Why the church or mainstream media religion does not call these. Let's talk about why the church or the mainstream media or religion, not mainstream media, well, mainstream media too, but why the church or mainstream religion does not call these things out, and why you have to look at independent media to include both independent journalists, commentators, and social media personalities to know what's happening. Okay? Here's the answer. The church and the sinful Gog, I didn't say synagogue, I said sinful Gog. Now, I probably would have named mosque, but I don't know enough about Islam to speak on it, so I don't. Okay? What I do know about, I talk about. The answer to why the mainstream religion or the church doesn't call these things out and why you got to find them on independent media sources is because the church and the sinful Gog, are instruments of the very rulers of darkness of this world. They're the instruments of the very rulers of the darkness of this world. And they are, believe it or not, there to keep you in darkness. That's why they exist. They talk about the quote unquote light of Christ, but they do nothing that is even remotely close to teaching you how to activate it within yourself. I told y'all, man, the Messiah was a spiritual teacher. He taught energetic principles. He taught principles of frequency and vibration, and how to enlighten yourself, how to find the kingdom of God within you. They don't teach that in church. They teach you to look outside of you. Go talk to your pastor. Go to the confessional box. Go say 3 Hail Marys. Now your sins are forgiven you. They don't teach you. They talk about the light of Christ. They give lip service to it, but they don't even teach anything that's even remotely close to what the man taught. All right. So in summary, for tonight's video, the January 2026 winter storm is evidence that the dark side is crashing out. And here's why. Here's a summary. Esau is crashing out because he knows the spiritual and interdimensional war is coming to remove him from power, to remind him that as he is not the creator of this realm, he therefore does not have the power nor authority to destroy it, even though he's trying. He does not have the power or authority to destroy this realm. And y'all heard the passage of scripture I read about the interaction between he and his brother Jacob. He felt that Jacob stole his birthright and stole his inheritance. So ever since then, he's gone around the earth using the same tactic that Jacob used on him. Jacob pretended to be Esau in order to gain what was already written for him in the heavens, because you can't trick the Most High. If that wasn't already Jacob, none of that would have worked. You can't trick the Most High. You cannot trick the universe. You cannot trick he that seeth all and knows all. So the very fact that Jacob was able to successfully deceive his brother meant that that thing was already his. It was written for him in the ether. Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. All right? But ever since Jacob lost something that was never his, he said, well, if this trickster energy worked for Jacob, then I'm going to use it too. I'm going to go around the earth and tell everybody I'm Jacob. But alas, he's trying to outrun that thing that says the elder shall serve the younger. Y'all tell me, has the elder served the younger yet? No. Put it in the chat if you think he has. If you think the elder has been servant to the younger, put it in the chat and give me the receipts so I can go look it up. Maybe I'm wrong. But Jacob has been servant to Esau for the longest. That is contrary to the prophecy. He knows that his time is up and now he must be in servitude to his brother. He don't want it. There was one condition by which he would not have to serve his brother, and that was his having dominion over the entire earth. This is why there has been war after war after war after war after war. He's trying to gain dominion because that is what his daddy said would break his brother's yoke from off his neck. But so far, his brother's been the one serving him. This is why Isaiah 30:8 says what it says. This is why y'all see me read this a lot. We're wrapping up now, y'all. This is why y'all see me read this a lot. Jeremiah 30:8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Who? Jacob. Verse 7. Verse 6. Ask you now, verse 5. And these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Y'all about to start hearing that real soon. Ask you now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see, or why do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail? And all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who? Jacob will. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck and will burst thy bonds. And whose yoke is it? Strangers that came from afar. These strangers are the task runners of Esau. That I will break his yoke from off thy neck and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. By the way, y'all stop saying Esau the white man, because he's not. Jacob and Esau were brothers. I told y'all, go watch Star Wars. Darth Vader was running the show for the Darkside. The stormtroopers worked for Darth Vader. Y'all get it right. Get it right. Get it right. Okay? So, he's trying to get that thing from off his back, but watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Let me read this for y'all. Let me make sure I'm not off, okay? So, all right. Let's see. Okay. Esau. What's on the horizon for Esau, y'all? What's up next for him? What's up next for Esau? The short answer is nothing good. Nothing good. All right? With the planet Uranus, currently stationed retrograde in Taurus and scheduled to station direct in Gemini in this coming May, followed by a north node shift into Aquarius in July, Esau knows that he now has hell to pay. These cosmic transits. Y'all go watch that Amazon Prime Video series, The Wheel of Time. In it, the darkness was trying to break the wheel of time because they know that all things have a season. And the season for darkness ends with the sunrise. They were trying to break the wheel of time so they could stay in power. All right? With Uranus currently stationed retrograde in Taurus and scheduled to station direct back into Gemini in May, followed by a north node shift into Aquarius in July, Esau knows that he has hell to pay and is coming this year. Uranus is currently retrograde in Taurus, okay? Uranus is the energy of sudden and unexpected activities. Uranus is also the energy of the liberator. Uranus rules over Aquarius. There are 5 planets in Aquarius right now. liberation. Y'all got to see what's happening. There's a cosmic alignment that is showing you what is happening, not about to happen, what is happening if you have eyes to see. Uranus is also the energy of the liberator. Aquarius is the liberator. Uranus rules over the sign of Aquarius. Pluto is in Aquarius. You got 4 other planets in Aquarius. I went over that earlier. Let's talk about Taurus. Since Uranus is retrograde, meaning it spun the block and went back. Since Uranus is retrograde in the sign of Taurus, let's talk about what that means. Taurus is the energy of finance, security, stability, foundational establishment or establishment of foundations, tangible goods, etc. So with Uranus currently spinning the block, Esau is going to continue to see sudden and unexpected loss of value, loss of wealth, loss of stability, loss of safety and security. And because the universe is a study of opposites and perpetual balance, everything that registers as a loss for Esau will register as a gain for Jacob. All right? Let me say that again. The universe is a study of opposites, and the universe is in perpetual balance. It's like a balance sheet. For those of y'all that know accounting out there, a balance sheet. A credit on one side is a debit on the other. A debit on one side is a credit on the other. Everything's got to balance out to zero. All right? So everything that registers as a loss for Esau will register as a gain for Jacob. That's why they're spazzing out right now. That's why they're spraying all this crap in the sky and directing these storms across that around the region of that 33rd parallel. Let's keep going. When Uranus stations direct back into Gemini, this coming May, the energy of information, communication, and learning, Gemini is information, communication, and learning. When the transit back into Gemini occurs in May, we will learn exactly how and why the sudden shift occurred. And remember, Uranus is the liberator. So it will be more communication of information that leads to liberation. And it is going to be felt for a while. Why? Because when Uranus stations direct in a sign, it stays in that sign for 7 years. Now ask yourself, might that be the beginning of the 7-year troublation period? I know the Bible says tribulation. I'm going to call it troublation. Uranus stays in the sign for 7 years. In May, it's going to station direct in Gemini. So you got 7 years of having to hear sudden, unexpected information that leads to liberation. This is who Esau really is. This is why he's been doing what he's doing. This is what happened to Esau. Boom, 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 boom. 7 years. 7 years. Faith comes by hearing. Activation comes by hearing. Hearing by the word of God. So that word that's going to be coming out beginning in, we saw a taste of it because Uranus went into Gemini this past spring, summer, and then it went retrograde into the sign of Taurus this fall. And now it's going to stay in Taurus. That's the spinning of the block. Somebody going to get some wealth snatched. Somebody going to get that wealth given to them. That's that wealth transfer they keep talking about. That devil don't want to hear that. That's why my voice is getting choked up. You don't want to hear that, but it's coming. Okay. So once that spinning of the block is done in Taurus, it's going back into Gemini. And that's when all the tea going to spill. That's when all the tea going to spill, and it's going to keep spilling for 7 years. All right. 7-year tribulation period. I wonder if that's the one. I ain't saying it is, but I sure ain't saying it ain't. So now, let's see. When Uranus stations back direct in Gemini, the energy of information, communication, and learning, when the transit back into Gemini occurs in May, we will learn exactly how and why the sudden shift occurred. And remember, Uranus is the liberator, so it will be more communication of information that leads to liberation. Now, that's not all. On July 27th of this coming year, July 27th of 727, somebody might want to look that up. That could be an angel number, 727. Somebody look that up. On July 27th, the planetary destiny marker known as the North Node is going to move out of Pisces and into Aquarius, which means that the direction of the planet will be powered by the destruction and rebirth energy of Pluto, which is currently sitting in the sign of Aquarius and will be for 20 years. This is some bad news for the agents of imbalance, aka the workers of iniquity. The workers of iniquity. So, in summary again, Esau is short-circuiting because he knows that the spiritual interdimensional war is coming to remove him from power, to remind him that as he is not the creator of this realm, he does not have the power nor authority to destroy it. Let me show you where that's recorded. Let me show you where that's recorded. Because y'all, some of y'all think the Most High ain't real. Some of y'all think this is all about religion. This ain't got nothing to do with religion. John 4:24, God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth, not in religious practices. Let me show y'all this. We going home. This is the home stretch, y'all. This is the back stretch. My track people at. This is the back stretch right here. This is the last 100 meters right here. This is the last 100 meters. Let me show y'all this. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verses 1 through 6. And he said unto me in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew. This is kind of book of Enochish a little bit. Y'all read Enoch. This kind of reads like it a little bit. Verse 2. Before it thundered and lightened, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot. And before the year means before, and before the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, Bill Gates, inventions of them that now sin, World Economic Forum. I ain't gonna go all the way down the list. It's a bunch of them. Too many to list here. And before the present years were sought out, or ever the inventions of some of them people I just named were turned, before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure. Before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure. You know what that means? That means your name is already recorded. No matter what you're going through. If you one of them that gathered faith for a treasure, you already sealed. He got you. That's what that means. Verse 6. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. That's the Most High telling you he ain't gonna let nobody destroy his creation. So don't get caught up in what's going on out here with these fools, because they don't have the authority to destroy that which they did not create. All right? So, as a last word, if you have been doing the right thing and not intentionally causing emotional or physical harm to the planet or its inhabitants, you should really be rejoicing right now, because the end of the reign of darkness is finally here. The only people who need to be afraid are the wicked, because none of their inventions are going to save them, including whatever infinity weapon they are trying to create in attempts to stop what they know is coming. Now, if y'all don't know what I'm referring to when I say infinity weapon, I'm talking about that movie Avengers Endgame that came out in 2019. They were going around the world trying to gather the crystals to go into this glove, because this would have given them the ability. Okay, let me jump back in my notes. The infinity weapon is an allusion to the movie Avengers Endgame, wherein Thanos is searching for certain power stones, aka crystals, or in today's terms, rare earth minerals, when you know, that would give him the ability to alter time, space, and matter. Now y'all know why certain folks want certain countries. Well, we gotta have Greenland. We're gonna see if they go. We want to buy Greenland. If you don't buy it, if you don't sell it to us, we're gonna take it. They have found out where these infinity stones are all around the earth, and they want to get them to create some sort of weapon that will allow them to break the wheel of time. They want to alter time, space, and matter. They think they can defeat the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the Lord of Hosts, the creator of this realm, the universe, the infinite one, the universal I am presence. They think they can stop his will by creating something that they pull out of the earth when all of the elements bow to him, when all of the elements are him. You got 5 elements out there: earth, water, air, fire, and ether. All of those 5 elements are God. How are you going to build a weapon out of God to defeat God? Y'all see the confusion? Y'all see that? That's the kind of foolery we're dealing with on this planet, but they know their time's up. So they're trying to build something that'll break the wheel of time so they stay in power. But I'm gonna end with this, y'all. I'm gonna end with this. Isaiah 55:11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it. That's a complete cycle. I send my word out, it brings me back what it was that I commanded. 55:11. 5 plus 5 is 10. Plus 2 is 12. Okay? 1 plus 1, 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 is a complete zodiac cycle. 12 gates to the city. 12. That's a powerful number too. It's a wrap, y'all. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. And that's Maddie's wrap. It's a wrap for them, y'all. So now you know why the dark side is short-circuiting. Now you know why they're short-circuiting. I hope y'all like this video tonight, y'all. Let me just read a couple of comments and we're going to get out of here because I've kept y'all for 3 hours. And y'all are still here. I appreciate y'all. This is why I love y'all. This is why I rocks with y'all. Y'all know your man, Matt. I don't come on here as frequently as I used to. But when I come on here, y'all going to eat good. Y'all going to eat good. Y'all already know. You going to eat good. All right? So let's see. Let's see if I can do all of these. Let's see. We're not too bad. We're not too bad. Let's see. Let's see. Let me see if I can jump in. She said you got a good singing voice in New York. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. 33 Freemasonry. That's right. They put truth in movies and shows. They absolutely do. Another topic not really taught anymore. Reading maps and longitude. They don't teach that stuff anymore. We learned that in grade school, Lady Dagger Status. We learned that in grade school. You have to know your elements. You do. You do. Yep. The Deep South states. Deep South. Boom. Yep. This map makes sense. I don't understand that whole globe nonsense. Exactly. Exactly. Map indoctrination. Exactly. Oh, we got Dallas in the house. All right, Nichelle. All right. All right. Say you cooking, Matt. Thank you, Lady Dagger Status. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. That's right, lady. They will teach the kids proper rainbow pronouns. They don't want them to know anything about astrology or astronomy. A lot of these kids are up on the knowledge. Yeah, they are. A lot of them are. Yes, I see that now, Hotshot. This new generation, their teens are different. They know a lot. They do. Los Angeles, City of Fallen Angels. Exactly. Exactly. She said that's so interesting. I wonder which cities are at the 33rd degree south. I read those. I read that list. I read a list of a few of them. But y'all can go look them up. Let me again show y'all what that webpage was. And I'll put that link in the chat because we're about done here. So what is that website? That was GPS coordinates, gps-coordinates.net. I'll put that in the chat for y'all. Don't click there now. Wait for me to finish. Write it down. All right. Because that'll take y'all out of the chat. All right, that's it. GPS-coordinates.net. Let's see, August 21st, 27th. It sure did go across Charleston, South Carolina. It sure did. And I didn't even know nothing about what parallel that sat on back then. It didn't even register. It didn't even register. You're welcome, Nichelle. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. This is the info people really need to wake up and understand. That's correct. The Bible Belt. Yep. I can see why people who move from north to Georgia or South Carolina say it's so different. They love the energy, sun, air. It's so funny too, because a lot of people up in like New Jersey, New York, Philly, they got people down south, Florida, Georgia, New York. Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Alabama, a lot of that. Which states flipped to the blue this past election? Wow, I didn't even pay attention to that. I did not pay attention. All right. Bella got her popcorn ready. Okay, Georgia and Arizona flipped. Interesting. Those are in that line. They instill fear to keep your frequency low. That's why I don't pay them no attention. Got to keep your frequencies high. Saturn, baby, is coming. That's right, Bella. That's right. Esau's sons mixed with all nations. Yes, they did, Tony. Thank you for being here, Tony, by the way. August 12, 2026, total solar eclipse in Leo signifies a powerful period for radical self-expression, heart-centered transformation, and dramatic new beginnings. Wow. And you know what? I think there is an eclipse coming. Yeah. Usually eclipses sit opposite. So if there's an eclipse in Leo, that means we got an eclipse coming up around the corner here in Aquarius season. So there's another one coming. 33 in the chat. How about that, y'all? So we got an eclipse coming up. Jupiter will move into Leo June 30th, 2026. The king comes as a roaring lion. Wow. Sonic Smile. I like that. Thank you for adding that, Sonic Smile. Michelle said, know your elements. And she said, eat to live, not live to eat. I'm fine with that. Quality over quantity. Yup, exactly. All right, y'all. That's all I got. I'm going to rush off of here for y'all. Thank y'all for being here tonight, y'all. If you haven't done so already, please tap that like button on the way out. It definitely helps the channel. And if you're new to this channel and you like being entertained, educated, uplifted, and inspired, be sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure that your notification bell is set to all so you'll be notified when I upload new content or go live. All right. Y'all saw me read the Oracle cards in the beginning. I got another channel, MDT 888 Spirit Guide. I'll put that in the chat down here for those of you that are into tarot and Oracle cards and that sort of thing. Spirit guidance, channeling, all of that. And if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. No, just stay away. I ain't trying to win nobody over. None of that. All right. That's my other channel. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So if you like being entertained, educated, uplifted, inspired, hit that subscribe button. Make sure your notification bell set to all. Tell somebody you love them and mean it. How do you mean it? You have to show it. Love is a verb. It is a noun as well. When you focus on the verb, though, the noun takes care of itself. And last but not least, y'all, there's a few ticks left on the clock. Still plenty of time for you to come into alignment with your authentic self. Be authentically you. And then with these 5 planets aligned in Aquarius and the North Node coming to Aquarius in July and Pluto being in Aquarius, it is time to examine yourself and find out where you have been conforming to rules that do not work for you. If it's in alignment, as long as what you're doing is in alignment with universal law and cosmic law, you're good. Okay. If you don't want to follow any stupid rules from outside of you that don't fit, or don't line up with who you are not in alignment with your destiny, and are not in alignment with the energy that is you, what are you doing it for? You're only making yourself energetically and spiritually sick. Be you. Your destiny is tied to your authenticity. It cannot find you. You will never come into alignment with what is destined for you if you are operating outside of authenticity. And the one surefire way to be authentic and to know who you are is to look up your natal chart. Okay? That's all I got, y'all. That's all I got. Thank y'all for being here. I love each and every one of y'all. Tell somebody you love them and mean it. Peace, family.